Everyone.
We should just walk through.
Yeah, act like we're supposed to be here.
Exactly.
Act natural.
What's your intention? The kitchen behind her?
I mean, with a quick look around, does it... Because this is obviously a dining room kind of thing, yeah?
The cafeteria.
Yeah, so does it look like it's more we go to the kitchen and serve ourselves?
No,
or...
you go up to a window and be given food.
Probably not a good idea to head straight for the kitchens then.
And besides, we don't want to poison the food that's being served right now.
We just need to get to the well, don't we?
Yeah. Basically, we poisoned the actual food supplies now.
You poison a little bit of food. You didn't poison all the food.
Mm-hmm. True.
You just poison frozen meat.
Yeah, we still need to hit the grain, the water, the veg, everything else.
Just probably back there, so...
What are exits/entrances to the room are there? There's the one we came through, there's the kitchen.
Yep. There is a door on the left-hand side, which you're not sure where that goes. The door is currently closed. And on the right-hand side of the room, there are two doors. One of them on the lower level here, and the other one up a staircase that seems to go into a balcony.
Are any of them, signposted?
You can't tell from where you're currently standing.
Or did Niket...
Actually, no, it's Jortes. 1 second.
Yes, it's Jortes. He can always see. Though he might not be able to read it. Depends on the language.
It's very true.
Meantime, I'm just going to let you guys handle this. I have nothing to contribute here.
Hey, they might be serving toast.
That's great. I can't eat. I'm a construct. They can't know I eat.
It's drawing. Is that you, Dark? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess you could always say you're gathering food for your mistress if Sarah wants to just sit down somewhere.
I thought I was the master.
Well, whoever, whichever one of you is.
I got nothing. I'm actually
feel my computer cry a bit more with every step.
So, you guys are entering from down here. The clearly evil headmistress of the room.
Oh, clearly.
As someone brought up. It's over here. If you were to go, if you would like something to eat, you get it from here. The kitchen.
Where's that? Oh,
is that way?
There. Right.
Yep.
Well, I think Jortes's plan is to go and get some food and just pick a spot to sit down and listen in for a while.
The door up here says administration.
In fact, we can all, could all just find an empty-ish table and get something to eat to draw less suspicion.
The door down here says Barracks B. The other one is unlabeled.
Oh yeah, that's going to be Jortes's plan. He's going to go up to the serving hatch, grab some food, just whatever's ready and available, and then just pick a seat sort of central-ish and listen in for a while, see what people are talking about, see if he can pick anything up about anything.
Alright, 1 moment.
It probably looks suspicious for us to not grab food since we came in here, so we'll kind of follow suit and grab some food.
Yeah, that's my thought, people come here to eat, go to the barracks, whatever. If you just sort of come in here and stand there, then it's like, well, what are you doing here? Go do something useful.
The current, there's quite a large shopping list. There's quite a large menu available for what you can have at this cafeteria. Here is the menu. The prices are actually not on there in this case, but yeah, cafeteria.
Oh damn.
what would be something suitably gnomey? Because if I remember rightly, I'm disguised as a gnome.
You are straight as a gnome. Gnomes generally like large variety of things that burst with flavor.
So probably something like cheeses. And...
Yeah, I was first drawn to the stuffed mushrooms with thyme and cream cheese. Maybe the cheese rolls with a filling of nuts, honey, and veg.
See,
the roast goose.
Yeah, the goose is also a good option.
It's actually quite a nice menu when you're all things considered.
Yeah, it's considering they're cultists out in the boonies, it's a surprisingly good menu.
Yeah.
Is anyone not eating?
Sideline. Of course, he's a construct. He's supposed to just stand there. That's what he is supposed to do. In fact, I imagine Torn is probably going to end up using sideline for more table space, just for more of that context flavor. Like, just command, hold this, command, hold that. And he's just like sitting there basically as extra table space, so I don't take up more of the actual table.
For those who are eating, you may roll either a profession cooking check or a perception check as you eat.
Okay, here we go.
Fuck.
Behold my power!
Now the question is, do I want to actually do my higher perception or profession? And actually...
I'd say do cooking anyway, because George has kind of got perception covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If your dwarven bonus applies, it purely depends on what you ordered from the menu.
Ugh. Well, it would have been the
Relatively
apple
you can roll
stuffed
one.
mushrooms, so... Rolled a 1.
Tuesday.
In which case, the only person who notices is Jortes, in this case. Toron got close.
So
does.
If I didn't roll a 1... Done alright.
As Jortes kind of eats and kind of tastes the food, he comes to realize something unusual. So, this food, one, you can tell that they've taken fresh ingredients and mixed in with some summoned ingredients, for one.
That's
Those
quite
subtle.
smart considering this volume of people.
But they've kind of used a combination to kind of mask the fact that it's summoned food. They've kind of masked it by using some actual fresh ingredients. You also know they've masked it using some alchemical ingredients to kind of enhance different parts of flavour, or dull out certain bland bits.
Again, quite a clever way of doing things. Well done.
The last thing Jortes notices...
Bit.
The last thing that Jortes notices as he kind of eats is he comes to realise, well, as everyone's going to have to roll a save here regardless, so Jortes can choose not to in his case, because he can choose to spit out the food. All the food is also drugged slightly.
Can I tell what sort of drugging?
That would be how good are you at knowledge local or alchemy.
I believe my alchemy is a lot better than my local. I'm guessing I won't get my poison bonuses on this.
It's not a poison, it's a drug.
That's what I thought. I just need to double check if I've actually removed them or not.
I'm good.
Everyone has to roll fortune saves immediately because you're eating food, so... And you don't realise it's drugged, so...
Drugs count as poisons, don't they?
No, they don't.
No.
They're their own category.
Okay.
Yeah,
As a player-
they're a weird thing.
As a player, can I wait until Jortes knows before choosing whether or not I fail my fort save automatic? Personally.
You can if you so desire.
I think I don't get that.
Doesn't change the fact you have to roll, but, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah. If I choose not to just auto-fail my fort save.
It's true, or you may decide you want to do some reroll stuff on it or whatever. You know.
Yeah. Sadly, all my stuff from class and stuff are all poison bonuses, so no, they all go away. I don't have my alchemy kit here, so that goes away. So, just that then. Wow. 21 craft alchemy.
Jortes is not entirely sure on what it is, though he has some basic ideas. It seems to be a rather... Well, if Jortes takes some guesses, it would augment someone's physical ability scores in some positive way at some probably mental detriment, is your guess.
I don't have a lot of mental abilities to lose.
Jortes is free to either roll a save and try to resist the drug. He is free to just spit out the food and make a bit of a scene, but not have to roll at all.
I think he's going to not roll, but can he sort of do it in a sort of he doesn't spit it across the table. He just sort of puts it back on the plate, shuffles it around a bit. Sort of asks the person next to him whether his one tastes all right, because this is kind of a bit funny.
Yes, roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Sleight of hand. That's that. Can I have my gloves of larceny on?
Yeah, the check here, Bigby, for your knowledge.
Oh, sorry.
If you roll the check and fail, it will count against the addiction. If you auto-fail, it won't count against the addiction for the first time, though future attempts may count against your addiction.
Okay, then I'm just gonna auto-fail.
23 sleight of hand.
Okay,
We're just strong in those fives.
okay.
Yeah.
You can subtly try to get it out of your mouth and hope no one really notices. Forok, meanwhile, let it just flow through his blood. Forok, a few things will happen to you. You will gain the following bonuses and penalties.
Right, let's see.
Do, 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 do.
That's what you get.
Okay, +2. Strength and con.
So not -2 versus will saves. It should be -2 versus. Should be -2 versus mind effects, and saves versus evil spells. Okay, let's correct that.
You take int damage when it wears off. So that's one way they're keeping people here. They're making them dumb.
Wonder how we get around volunteer. That's a lot of int damage.
Well, it makes people dumb, and you'd recover int damage just from resting. So it's doubtful it'll be enough to kill anyone without seriously long-term exposure.
Well, you can't kill anyone. Right? You can just look to send people comatose.
Well, yeah, but it's doubtful it'll do that without seriously long-term.
Put it in the Shards of Eyrie Discord chat to make it better done.
Okay, so
Though it's entirely possible the 1d3 int damage is literally just a side effect of the drug and not their intention.
that's versus, like, that minus is also on saves versus all evil spells, right?
Yep.
So if it's evil mind affecting, then -4.
Nope, it's just one section, so
Right.
it applies once.
Okay.
And you get +2 on saves against good aligned spells.
And take it, me and Torrin saved.
You and Torrin resist the drug for now. You may complete your meals without having any problems.
Sweet.
Nor do your characters even notice that you got drugged.
So, congratulations, cultist, you just buffed up Thorok. With fairly minor penalties.
It did make you slightly more vulnerable to spells, but you have good saves against them anyway.
Yeah, also I've got an extra +3 versus enchantments, so... Which is the most likely thing they're going to be using anyway.
Yeah. Does Jortes reveal to anyone what he detected?
Well, how scattered throughout the halls are we?
TNPC?
We're probably not very scattered considering we were walking together anyway.
Yeah.
Torn's probably sitting at the same table, but not immediately next to you.
Yeah, so basically it'll have to wait until we properly gather up again. Because, I don't want to go shouting across the table, "Oi, Torn, did you realize this food's poisoned?"
Yes, Jortes, I think I did!
Actually, Tor never identified it, so he doesn't realize.
Yeah, no, I'm
Get
just
close.
saying, it's like...
You got close. You needed a 25 profession cook. You rolled too short.
Though if Torn's close by, Torn has a decent perception, doesn't he?
Plus 15.
Yeah, he is decent. So he would have probably noticed Jortes sort of
I mean, he
shuffling
might-
the food around.
I mean, there's a chance
he
you'd see the 20 free sleight of hand that you know.
Yeah, and yeah, like I say, he's probably he knows some people will have noticed, like Torn just noticed. So he's trying to allay suspicion of does this taste right to you? It's kind of tastes a little weird to me. I might go get something different.
Which point towards Prentice is gonna face fall and go, bloody gnomes.
Does Jordan even speak Gnomish?
No.
I'm going to go with no loop.
Hopefully it doesn't come up.
Annoyingly, Gareth does. That's probably why I went with gnomes, but no, Jortes doesn't.
I mean, you could have been Garrett, swapped to Garrett and then been gone for the gnome disguise.
No, because they have different skills and different abilities.
Mhm.
Like Gareth is
They're
not
a mechanic-
nearly as good as Jortes at perception.
There are mechanical changes between the two of them, so.
I say
Alright.
that they are essentially two different characters.
But yes. So, as you kind of all eat dinner and you go, so people want to listen for rumors.
Yes.
Every
Or
character, every
general
character,
chatting.
every character is allowed to give me a D100.
Oh, yeah, it's not right.
It includes Sideline.
Yeah, I know.
And Sideline just goes to power down mode.
You want me to just roll for you, Sideline?
got it.
It's on standby.
Lowest first. Which is Sideline.
What the hell do I hear?
1 moment, please, as I quickly need to scroll up, but I will get it for you. And again, it happened. Someone tried spilling some beans out there, and Lord Argus froze them into a solid chunk of ice again. Such. Well, it's what they get. They know the boss has been pissed. And adding to that's just a death sentence.
Okay,
So that's what you hear.
that's sad. Spilling beans and gets
who's-
murdered.
Who's this lord that was mentioned? Is it someone Niket would have mentioned to us?
You never mentioned a Lord Argus, do you?
Hmm. Well, it's someone we can look into while we're waiting for the poison to actually set in.
Surprisingly fast, admittedly, but. Oh, 1 second, I got a WhatsApp message, I think it's from my mother. Mothers come first.
You know, assuming that we haven't really warded this place too much against movement for walls, I'd have Earthglide if we just need to really quickly get into somewhere. Drop some poison. The issue is, I have no idea how to administer poison.
Is Earthglide only personal?
Yes.
Because
Okay,
if
the,
so,
okay, the number has been answered. Back to our regularly stated broadcast.
Let's
Torin, you got 24.
Yes.
Do you know what really creeps me out? Like, really creeps me out. It's nothing from the summoning ward. Nothing from over there. That stuff's all fine. But those damn monks. Look, there's one right over there. He points over at Forok. Have you seen what their leaders can do? Said that they've just been able to stare at people and they've just collapsed. Just completely dead. Just from looking at them. What the hell is that? So that's what Torin overhears.
Hmm.
Next lowest was Sarah.
What's up?
See, at 51, let me go find that one for you. How are you boys feeling tonight? Training's going well? Good. We've got a poker game going on. Come down to the barracks on the far side. Got quite a big bet, quite a big good pool for tonight. One of the rookies decided to put their entire coin pouch in. Should be fun.
Oh.
That's something I could take part in.
And it lets us explore.
The next one comes from Fork. Let's have a look what Fork finds. At 72. Did you hear? A brat that got away? Yeah, Argus's brat. Yeah. Seems like they took out the entire strike force after them. I'm impressed. Very impressed. Go something bigger. Maybe we'll send the armored trolls next. But that's what you hear.
Yeah, a bunch of trolls. I want to kill the trolls just for research material.
We do have a quest to kill a troll up north. We don't really need to wait for these ones.
I know. I'm just saying.
And Tinder's the last one, so I'm going to have to wait for him to come back because it wouldn't be fair to do his room work. Yeah.
the only person who doesn't hear his rumor is Tinder himself.
But yeah. So interesting rumors, I believe, so far.
Yeah, like one.
Okay.
Nickit being called Argus's brat. I assume it's Nickit anyway.
How many escape brats could there be?
Well, if we follow the law that everywhere has a drug problem, quotation marks, maybe a lot? But with what we know now, what do all of you think about going? Do you think we should head for that poker game just to see if we can scope out more area?
I don't know.
What goes to a poker game?
No, not really.
Because
I don't think Thorok would fit very well down there.
Well, it's more just wandering. But if we wander for purpose, we could at least be like, we're doing this. Also, it's another opportunity to get info. It's okay.
Okay. So time for your room attender.
Yay.
79. Let's have a look. 79 is...
Come on, I rolled the highest. It has to be good.
That's not how numbers work.
Yes, it is.
No, Violet and Jerry. Notice they've been hanging around a lot with each other recently. like a lot. Think those two are getting up to things that the bosses wouldn't be too happy with right now. Unfortunately, she's damn good at her protection magic. Can't be able to get close. That's your rumor. Entirely of it.
Love triangle.
Who's that? Someone in Jerry?
Violet and Jerry.
Violet and Joey.
Oh, Violet. Okay.
Was it Violet?
Violet.
Alright, I thought it was Mylert.
No, Violet. What to do with my Alexa?
I don't know.
I like my alerts.
With some weirder names.
Yes, that is all of your rumors from this current sitting of dinner.
Oh, I don't suppose we overheard anything else useful? Like,
That's
all the
all.
kitchen staff are looking for more people.
That's what you've overheard.
Dang it.
If the kitchen staff is looking for recruitment, they might have a recruitment paper on the fucking door. So
Maybe, but we might have seen that when we went up to get, food.
The only thing you've seen is padlocks on the door.
Damn, very cagey about their food, I guess. Well, I guess they were
Considering
drugging it,
drugging
so...
it.
So, guys, what do you think about that poker game?
I mean, I'm all for winning a poker game.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
well,
on. I keep forgetting send secret messages is related to bluff. Sarah kind of like flashes her eyes towards the head. Well, actually, what's the DC to do a secret message? Because I don't think.
It's not that bad.
Pretty low, I
Yeah, I can't fail.
I mean, I managed to succeed before, and I'm untrained in bluff.
Sarah flashes her eyes towards the kind of headmistressy person, clearly indicating that we probably shouldn't talk too much while she's, headmistressing.
The downside of that is like pretty much anyone could try to intercept a
That's true.
secret message.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily.
I'd like to think we're all quite smart enough to go, let's not talk about our secret plans in the middle of the dining room surrounded by the enemy.
Yeah, but there's also a thing that if we do intercept the secret message, that doesn't necessarily mean that we think, oh, outsiders. It's probably just.
No, but it's still a case of currently the headmistress isn't the one I'm worried about in the terms of us being spotted or overheard. It's like the couple hundred people surrounding us. Now, at the moment, we have the advantage of hiding in the crowd compared to her. We're just another person in a crowd of people. But no, the poker game is very much an option of, we could check it out at some point. Anyone have any other ideas of things to do?
not particularly, no.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
Yes.
judging by how.
I mean, we still need to go find, like, those wells, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we could still wander around the camp, see if we can find the wells or anything, or follow the rough map that we were given.
Yeah. What did the map lead us to coming in here for? Specifically. Like,
Well, from in here, the recommended route of action led you down the unmarked hallway to the left. Taking a rough look at the admittedly crude drawing of Niket, there's a limit to how much he could do. From what you can roughly tell, though, he seems to be directing you on some kind of loop around to get into the kitchen from behind.
okay. So actually, I think whenever it's this busy, like, it's pretty busy in here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think whenever it's this busy, it's probably our best time to actually sneak through in there. sneak through, get through there.
A camp of this size, is it just like going to be constantly busy?
Well, no.
Or
We are
like,
inside of a ziggurat, so.
Yeah, but maybe not. It'll still have periods like lunchtime will be busier, dinner time will be busier, but wouldn't it still be a case that there'd be more of a constant through the day with the odd spike?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, so now with this, during one of the spikes, because this seems to be lunchtime, doesn't it?
Right.
Now would probably be one of our best chances of actually going through there and being unseen, getting in there.
Well, another good question as well. Do we notice anyone actually go through that left door?
Nope, the door remains shut and padlocked, as it has been the entire time,
Oh, it's padlocked.
as I described.
Oh, I thought it was just a kitchen that was
Missed that, yeah.
padlocked.
Nope, it is shut and padlocked. The padlock's on your side, admittedly, but still.
Is there any other like group of people in here that appear particularly new, like new initiates or something?
I mean, there are a bunch of people in the newer robes.
I'm gonna go and hang out with them for a bit, like play it off as because Jortes is in one of the like newest robes as well, so he's gonna sort of try and play it off as, hey, we're all new, let's be new together. And by the way,
Weren't-
do you know what's through these other places?
Weren't all the initiates added in one single time, so they all probably know each other?
Were they?
Yeah.
They tend to be done in batches. That's what I remember.
That was what you got told.
Admittedly, I don't think they're all pulled from the same place. And they seem to be pretty large batches, right?
I'm pretty sure we're told that it's like there's multiple places where they like indoctrinate people.
Well, yeah, there you go then. I was indoctrinated in a different place.
You're a recent transfer.
Yeah, basically. That was always going to be my excuse if I got found out. You know, I've been out in the field.
If
for a
anyone
bit, just
if
come
anyone
back
asked
or
Torn
something like
anything,
that.
he would just say, "I don't know, man. I just work here."
What if they start asking about your work here?
I don't know, man. I just work here.
In which case, Torn is going to go on in a tirade of just alchemical mumbo jumbo talk until they stop asking questions.
But yeah, that's my plan. Sort of try and blend in with some other newbies and get a better idea of, or maybe a more up-to-date idea of what's through these various doors or who's allowed to go through them, that sort of thing.
Well, you can certainly try. First step is roll me a disguise check. So, first step is roll me a disguise check. So, okay. How well do you maintain your facade?
Pretty well, I think.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I've seen worse.
Thank you, cup of human guys.
One moment then. Alright. So you sit down there and
We'll ask
begin
Big
to try to
B.
discuss with them. Roll me a diplomacy check to gather information.
Ooh, yay. I'm
Oh.
actually trained in diplomacy, and I did put some favoured class bonuses into gathering information, so...
If you want, you can have another +2 from a magical item, which I'm probably never going to use.
A magical item. What item and how are you giving it to me?
I use my hand, and it's called the Philanderous Compact. It's basically like a little small hand mirror thing.
I was just thinking we might still be scattered and such, but yeah, sure, I'll take it, I guess.
Well, you did go over to the newbies, so keep that in mind. So that means you'd have to get up and go over there as well, Sarah.
Yeah, I would avoid doing that.
Yeah.
I could just go up to him and be like, "Oh, hey, dude, here's that thing that he asked me to return to you."
No, it's fine.
Wait, what are you doing with such an expensive item?
Well, 32. That's
expensive.
without Sarah's thing, I got 32. And that's without
Wow.
being drunk in a tavern.
Well, you initially get the very kind of dull response of, well, read the sign, it's administration up there.
Well, yeah, I'm more concerned about the ones that aren't labelled, and, you know, who actually goes up there.
I mean, that's a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And the other unlabeled door is just a really long hallway throughout the building.
Oh. What's it lead to?
Leads past both barracks A and barracks C. It leads past the summoning chambers. It runs the course of the building.
Okay, then.
He definitely looks suspicious of you asking this question, because it seems like a very much duh kind of question to him.
Yeah, Jortes is
It's
more than
okay, the drugs
capable
have
of
got to him.
acting dumb. Yeah, Jortes is very capable of acting dumb.
You can certainly act dumb,
It's
but it doesn't
not
change the fact. It doesn't change the fact there's suspicion that the enemy's suspicion has gone up slightly of the group.
Are they able to tell me, like, it's always padlocked? Basically, who gets through there, or how do I get permission to go through there, or
The only person who lets people in and out of the kitchen is the headmistress herself.
Well, not so much the kitchen, but the corridor.
But that's not padlocked. It's only the kitchen padlocked. There are people coming in and out of the corridor all the time.
That's what we were saying earlier about the left door, and you said it was padlocked. Big B asked whether anyone had, or it might have been J-Mac, asked whether anyone had been through there.
Okay, I misheard. I've heard you talking about the kitchen. Is the thing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the kitchen is the top left, so
Yeah,
that's probably what Dark's line of thinking was.
But I then specifically said I thought only the kitchen was padlocked, and you said no, that one as well.
No, that's not what I heard you say. Oh well. Whatever.
Right, well.
We have clarification now. That's fine.
Well,
This door
newbies can sod off then. Don't care about newbies anymore.
Yeah, people coming in and out of this door all the time. Same as coming out of this door all the time.
Right, okay, well, that simplifies our plans like 19,000 times.
No one's going this way, and very few people are going this way.
Yeah, because that was our thing. We were going to go through that corridor door to the bottom left, but we thought it was locked.
Admittedly, now we don't have that obstacle. Maybe we should just go through.
Yeah, maybe we should.
We sat down, had our food. Apparently drew suspicion on ourselves thanks to our test. You're supposed to be the rogue, damn it.
Don't you dare blame me. Don't you
I'm blaming
fucking
you.
dare. That was
I'm
a
blaming
complete that was a complete misunderstanding on everybody's side. Don't you fucking dare blame me.
I mean, technically, what drew the suspicion there, though, was more asking what's down that way, not.
Which would have never been asked if we knew it was open. So it's a complete misunderstanding, so don't blame anybody.
I'm blaming Jortes.
Fuck off.
Darn.
I'm not blaming you, Tinder. I'm blaming your character. It's fine. There's a difference.
Just sod off.
I know, does the group want to continue on?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
The group head down into the hallway. It's long, okayish lit. I mean, there's light, shadow, light, shadow, light, shadow, shadow, light, shadow, light. But for the most part, it's never black. It's just dim light occasionally throughout there. It's lit enough that people can see where they're going, but not necessarily perfectly for combat.
I guess it's just like the ambience thing.
Well, it costs more torches to make a place brighter than it needs to be. An area doesn't need to be perfectly lit for people to live in it. Especially long stretches of unused hallway. As you're heading down the path, can everyone make me a perception check and a -5?
God damn it. Eh.
Oh, wow. I think this is the first time ever me and Jortes have rolled comparable perception checks.
Yeah, I rolled a
Blaming
3.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, mister, I always roll low.
Both Tora and Jortes both hear an unusual noise coming from an adjacent room. So does Sideline. Sarah doesn't.
I'm glad I'm so useful.
This would be urban, wouldn't it? This would be a 41 for me.
Those of you who passed can roll me a Arcana check to figure out what that sound was. Both Sideline and Torin come to the realization, wait, that's the noise of a basilisk.
Right, I didn't. I rolled higher than
I
Sideline.
said Jortes.
I heard Sideline.
Sideline.
I also heard Sideline.
Okay, apparently my mind said a different thing than what it wanted to. So I might have said everyone but Sideline, I don't remember. Regardless.
No, it was Torn Sideline.
Torin and Jortes, though, not Sideline, both identify the sound to be that of a basilisk.
Oh, a basilisk. Fucking lovely.
You also know some things about basilisks. Their gaze attacks things turns people to stone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. Torin also knows, admittedly, a dose of basilisk blood can also undo a creature's petrification. But if a basilisk petrifies too many people, then you're out of luck. You only have so much blood. But yeah, that's the sound of a basilisk on the other side of a wall. That's not worrying at all.
Hmm.
Mm.
You also currently seem to be outside a number of rooms marked lab, but there are no other labels on them, just lab. Your map does not direct you to go into them, but you can if you so desire.
I vote no. Petrification sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I have smoke goggles. I could fight a basilisk.
But you're
Plus
welcome
8
to do it by
circumstantial
yourself.
bonus against its gaze attack.
Look, I happen to have very soft skin. I don't want to ruin this. We should just go.
But basilisk blood is great for softening skin.
No. Complete the objective, then if you want to cut with basilisks, you can.
So we ignore the basilisk and keep going?
Yep.
Preferably,
Yep.
yes.
The group continues on. You go past barracks A. Want to go inside or want to keep going?
Nah, let's keep going.
I think
Unless
that was the
Jortes
first-
is suddenly overcome by a need to see what's happening.
I don't think that was the barracks with the
Nope.
building, because I think C's further
Barracks
away.
C would
Oh,
be
it was
okay.
C. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Let's go.
You go past somewhere marked summoning rooms.
Let's ignore those as well, preferably. Well, that explains where we got. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I was going to say
Right.
that explains where we got the visible stalkers, but not even affiliated.
Yeah.
Explains the item handles.
Yeah,
Explains the ice elementals.
which are apparently a very popular way of keeping your food cool.
I need to get Aquan next level, I guess.
So, want to keep going?
Please.
You continue down the path. You run across a large number of more traps. Most of them ignore you. The rest of you, Jortes is able to find without even blinking. So, disappointingly, you continue on.
Yeah, we're supposed to be here. Of course we know where the traps are.
You go past Barracks C.
Hey, you guys want in on that poker game, right?
I mean, well, the kind of motivation for Sir, at least for poker game before, was to find out more stuff about the kitchen. But if people want to, that's money.
I mean, I'll have to wait outside.
With the dwarf.
Splitting us up would be a bad idea.
I guess worst case, assuming we're not found out, we can hit it on the way back. And worst case, if we're found out, we can run and grab the money anyway.
You continue on. Eventually, you arrive at what seems to be a large iron door with a heart on it, drawn in blood.
Hmm.
There's also the door to the kitchen to your left.
Can I hear anything from the iron door?
You put your ear up to it, make a perception check.
I swear to God, if you start hearing a heartbeat,
I was gonna say that.
43.
You hear the heartbeat of your companions behind you. But from the door itself. You hear odd cracking noises. Very odd cracking noises. Like the gentle cracking of ice.
Could be a place those statues are being stored, could be the freezer, although we've already had one freezer.
doesn't mean they don't have a second one.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but how marks their freezer with like a heart and blood?
It's used for storing hearts. Why else?
I mean,
Wait,
I
it
guess we
could
don't.
literally be like organ storage.
I guess that's true. Organs are kind of used in a lot of magical stuff, and giant magic bubble.
Also gravies.
Yes. Now the thing is, do we want to look in here or do we want to head straight to the kitchen?
From your map, from what you can tell, the map doesn't seem to list very much more past that heart door, but it seems like that's the way into the deepest sections of the bases through that door.
So probably not where the food storage is.
Probably where the well is, though.
Well, let's give food. I'd say that's much more in our ability.
Okay, so do we want to like put some oil on the kitchen door and see if Jortes can, like open it a bit and see what's on the other side?
Do we have
See if
any oil?
delving in is. Yeah, I have oil. I'm a fucking alchemist. Of course I have oil.
Okay, calm down. If Georges is fine with that.
I mean,
Wait,
the alternative is just strolling like we own the place.
yeah, maybe have an ear listen. As opposed to a foot listen.
I don't know. Listen up at that door as well.
Tell us if you hear any secret doors.
You want another perception, Duck?
Yep.
Well,
What the hell?
do I hear any secret doors?
There might have been a secret door open somewhere in the base, but you can't know which direction it was.
Hmm.
You know, funny you mention it, Torrent. That's an unmistakable sound of a wall sliding open, but not here.
But, other than that, Jordan listens at the door. He hears, well, one, he can hear all the patrons back in the dining room talking to each other.
Anything interesting?
Do you wait there long enough to hear a rumor?
No. Probably not. Depends what else I hear in the kitchen.
You also hear conversation between the chefs, plural.
Mm-hmm.
You hear maybe 5 of them. You also hear distinct bubbling, which doesn't sound like cooking bubbling, but oil bubbling.
Maybe they have a fat fryer.
Maybe.
Let's check the
Possibly.
menu.
I mean, most of the stuff on there was roasted, right?
And they had breaded espresso chicken. That's kind of close.
Yeah, but you generally bake that.
I don't know. I fry it and then bake it personally.
But not seeing any explicitly fried food.
So yeah, bubbling oil, at least 5 chefs, and the dining hall. Nothing else interesting.
The chefs are also talking to each other, so that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are they talking about?
Well, if Jordan wants to hang around, he can try to figure out what they're talking about.
I mean, keep an eye to make sure I have time to get away from the door if anyone walks down the corridor. It's
We're
kind of
all keeping watch.
it's kind of suspicious just standing here pressed up against the door.
What languages does Jordan know?
Oh god, give me a second. Common, Elven, Draconic, and Celestial.
You don't understand the conversation. Yeah, there you go. You don't understand the conversation.
Yeah, probably figured. Oh well, shrugs.
It's because you don't speak Italian.
Well, you're welcome to get a decent perception and try yourself.
Yeah, you want me to try? I have a fair few languages.
It's entirely up to you. If you can think of a way of, getting in there without being spotted or with an excuse, then go ahead and try that instead.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pull out my Traveler's Any tool. Gonna turn it into a cone. I'm going to listen at the door. See if I can hear what's, happening.
Make a perception check at a +2.
34.
You can hear a conversation on the other side of the door between a bunch of chefs. What languages do you know?
These.
You partly understand a conversation. Partly. Not completely, though. Some words aren't in those languages, but some words are.
Can I get the gist of it then?
That's a sense motive check.
Can I roll linguistics instead?
No.
Damn.
Be able to at least tell what.
There is a general conversation going on between, well, partly in Dwarven, partly in you're not sure what language, between a variety of the chefs in there, and they're discussing a number of things, mostly gossip from what you think you can tell, though you can't get great detail most of the gossip. But you do get a bunch of things mentioned, but there are a bunch of kind of small things that kind of come up in conversation. Something about a general. Something which you think is referring to Niket. Something necromancer. Something white-haired woman in a big red dress.
God damn it, Karma.
Something giant weapon.
Okay then.
Something broccoli.
Yeah.
Sarah, and all
Karma's
her.
ordered a giant weapon powered by broccoli.
Of course, that makes sense. For free broccoli in the market. And probably.
Well, it would kill me.
Good to know. Sarah is going to attempt to listen at the door. Can I borrow your trumpet?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, Sarah wipes it first. For languages, well, if I even manage to hear.
Have a distinct feeling we need like Undercommon and Dwarven to get everything.
I
I'm
have
hoping
Undercommon.
Magic.
Saying I think they're Dwergar or something.
But yeah, probably.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen Dwergar cooks.
We still have those charms from before.
But Sarah doesn't really pick up much of the conversation. She's just overpowered by the sound of people in the main area just talking to each other and gossiping in the main dining hall.
Okay. Well, unless you want to give it a try sideline.
Sure, I'll give it a shot. Why not?
And what languages do you know? You also can't make up the entire conversation.
46.
Doesn't dwarf.
Well, you
You
hear the
don't know
conversation,
the
but you don't understand all the
languages.
words.
Okay.
You know, you kind of hear like half a conversation as well.
Between Towan and Sideline, could we get the whole conversation?
Not really, because they're not both at the door, so and they're not repeating the same lines over and over again. So
That's fair.
it's kind of difficult without a single character knowing both languages.
Okay, well, we know that there's people in there. I don't suppose the little map Niket drew said that there was like a separate storeroom from the kitchen?
Yes, you have to go through the kitchen to get to it, though.
Okay, because what I'm thinking is if we're willing for me to spend a ton of spell slots, I can elemental body, or elemental, go through the floor, into the storeroom, come back, teleport the alchemisty people in, have them do their thing, teleport them back out.
Or we could do something even riskier and say, I have played hide in plain sight, urban.
Yeah, but Vicious weed those two in. Points to your chest turn.
I suppose. I'll poison myself. Yeah.
That's not the solution here.
Also, didn't you want to use a lighter poison? Because if you do it, you'll be using the full dosage.
Yeah, I did want to use it. Yeah.
So
Unless you want me to go in there and just try and ruin it for the powers of pestilence.
something else you could do, Sarah, is you and I could go in, act as sort of like very important people, and basically bullshit your way while the others do things.
This is the same issue as Dice Elementals, in the fact that we don't know if we share a common language.
In fact, from what we do know, we don't share a common language.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So any attempt to bullshit is going to be awful. The only reason I did well the last time was because I had the Honey Tongue Elixir, and that's gone now.
And I mean, I have one invisibility extract left prepared.
I think Fisher, if that is, we'll notice a door opening.
Yeah.
I do
not
have my Wayfinder of invisibility-ness as well, maybe. So if need be, we could invisible me and Torin in, but it's the doors.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you guys don't open the door fully, you can slip through.
The thing is, this door's easy. You guys go in, we sneak in behind you. There's a bit of confusion with the languages. You leave. It's the storeroom door which is the issue.
Actually, does this place have vents?
Not really.
Plus,
Okay.
I imagine it's a case of it's a busy kitchen. The chefs are going to be in and out of the storeroom constantly.
They have got food. They have got food for a lot of people to constantly prepare.
Yeah. So really, the easiest way to do it, or perhaps the best way to do it, if not the easiest, would be to convince them to let either me or Torin to help them, so we can be ferrying food back and forth from the stockroom for them, and sort of poisoning the rest of it as we go, as we have time. I just don't know how we'll achieve that.
And I'm completely fine with the teleporting thing. It just uses up all of my slots.
The problem is, it will take us a fair amount of time to poison the food that's there. I mean, how long did it take us to poison the meat stores?
A few minutes.
Yeah, that's a few minutes that the chefs could easily walk in on us.
Yeah. There's a point we could just go in and wreck the place, like the supplies, rather than just poison it.
Yeah, but I think that's more like,
But
obvious.
that would be us at the point of then we need to get out.
Yeah.
It's just because I think with the issue of the language barrier, I don't think we're going to be able to social this too well.
I have a real feeling that those dwarves are, or whatever's in there is going to share enough languages with you that you're going to be able to bluff them. What all languages do you have, Sarah?
Ignan, Common, Dwarf, and Infernal.
I mean, Torrent said he was picking up some things in Dwarven, so...
Yeah, a partial language in Dwarven, kind of.
Yeah, but I have a
Doesn't mean you
feeling
speak
that
Dwarven.
I have a feeling they were just sort of mixing languages
Why? Oh.
because
That's
they
how Drow
can.
works. Drow is a mix of Undercommon and Elven.
So your guess with them being that word of the deep dwarves is probably correct.
Yeah, they're probably the Wargar.
And people in real life also mix languages occasionally. One of my friends in school who knew French would constantly switch back and forth depending on which word was more convenient for the situation.
Yeah, so, but that means they still understand the more, like, the full language, though.
I mean, okay.
Well, let's just skip the kitchen for now and figure out what to do with the freezer, I guess.
If
Oh,
it
we've dealt
even
with
is,
a
is
freezer.
a freezer.
With a heart door, we already got told that just leads deeper into the base.
According to your map, it seems to be the way to get deeper into the base, yeah. So.
I mean, it sounded like ice cracking on the other side, so I
That's
guess
true.
it was another freezer.
True, there is ice cracking on the other side, which is unusual.
That could just be a ward, though.
Hmm.
Or a guardian of some sort.
Yeah, we could just forgo this for now. Wait.
I mean, Fork, you haven't drunk that elixir fighting yet, have you?
I have.
Oh.
But it's still going.
Well, I was thinking if either Jortes or Torin could drink it, and then with invisibility of them, they'd be able to do It'd probably be fine going in there.
I mean, Jortes is probably fine going in there with invisibility. He's pretty good at stealth.
Shall we just try the stealth and distraction approach? Because it's just the issue that I'm seeing is
We might not need distraction
once
since they're like hectically preparing food.
As someone who's done catering work before, I can tell you that it is a bitch and it requires a lot of concentration.
You say hectically preparing food, but they're still having general conversation about everything around them.
That's
if
because
someone comes into their
they're
kitchen, they're not
chefs.
gonna go, "Oh, well, we're having this conversation, so we can't really stop you going ahead."
No,
Regardless,
but,
some of them, yeah.
my point is, normally, chefs in a hectic environment will be talking about the food, making sure the timing's right, asking for extra ingredients, extra help, whatever they need. They're not going to be standing there going, "Oh, did you hear about Niket escaping or whatever they were talking
I'm
about?"
agreeing with you. I'm more towards Bigby. It's like, yeah, we'll be talking, but like, you know, we'll still be able to do stuff in the kitchen.
Well, I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting not to, but them noticing, oh, there's just this slight bit of liquid in this now, or
And we don't need to poison the stuff we're cooking with right now, like stuff in the kitchen, just the stuff in the storeroom.
yeah. So I think the stealth, just having like Jortes or Torn go in their stealth is all right with invisibility.
I don't
we
know. I
do-
think I'd rather go after the larger storerooms.
Well, the problem is the larger storerooms are through the kitchen. They're the ones we're trying to get to.
Crap. Is that right? Okay.
You haven't seen any of the storerooms on your exploring round. There's only one marked on your map.
Yeah, and I imagine Nicket would probably at least have an inkling to know if there's food coming from somewhere else.
Oh,
And keep in mind that we partially conjure it and partially apparently alchemize it. So we probably don't need to store that much food, actually. Just, you know, enough that it doesn't taste ass.
I mean, the Jortes still tastes like ass, but you know.
Yeah, but it tastes like less ass. At least like 20% less ass per ass.
Unless, of course, you ordered the donkey.
Then it's 100% more ass.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well, in the lack of extra ideas, shall we just try the distraction and stealth way in?
Yeah.
Sure. Does your armor give you any armor check penalty?
I wasn't currently wearing armor, was I?
No, you're not right now because you didn't have it even
Okay.
correctly fitted for the situation.
Yes, and the Royal Guard armor was not good for coming to a cultist meeting.
Okay, never mind. I just have a bit of armor ointment I was going to give you when you tried this. In which case,
If
all
you
I can
want-
really give you is a invisibility extract in case your
I mean, yeah.
your thing doesn't last long enough. Your wayfinder.
Who's going in? Am I the only one going in for the poisoning?
More people is more problems that could happen, and you're the one with stealth trained.
Okay.
The way we can do this is I can cast invisibility, Torn gives you the extract, but you don't drink it and you just go in. So you have your wayfinder and the extract fall back on. Also, if we want this to be more like, oh, there's a disaster happening, I can summon a swarm of rats.
No, that will rocket up all sorts of suspicion. It won't be directed directly at us, but then they'll go, "Why is there suddenly a summoned swarm of rats here?"
I mean, if it's just in the kitchen, they might not have people to recognize it.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
will
I
when
can
it
split
poops away.
off the rats.
No, let's just go in. Shall I do an invisibility now and then head through, or shall I?
Yeah, let Sarah
Yeah.
invisibility.
Well, someone invisibility me.
and
Yeah.
then carry
Yeah,
around the
extract
extract of
whoever.
Torn.
Is there any other buff I can give you that might help? I'll give you fly.
Just
Hey,
so
if
I'm
there's like a
not-
pressure plate or
foot-
something.
Yeah, no footsteps. I just hover like half an inch off the
Or-
ground.
Or if they are Duergar, they might have tremor sense.
That's
also a
very
very good point.
So yeah, I'll just like
anyone with negate
hover
aroma?
an inch off the ground or something.
Torn, do you have
Funny
any
enough,
Negate
I
Aroma
do.
stuff? Oh,
Funny
good.
enough, I do.
Then we might as well make him invisible to basically everything except, like,
Oh,
sound.
jeez. Yeah, if it's not blind sight, you're not going to find him. Not through like weird senses, at least.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll use a
well,
bunch of
that's one
magnesium
Borobead
because I
spent.
have all that. Right, so your
You
fly
don't
is
have-
lasting for 12 minutes.
You don't have protection from life sense. What?
I mean, if there's like a vampire cooking there, I'm more worried.
Will that be a wraith?
Which is
True.
also worrying.
You have mage armor, you're fine.
Give him Undead Anatomy.
No,
That's okay.
it's fine.
2 things. That's a personal only spell, so I don't think any of us even have that.
I don't.
Torn could get it. But that would trick Life Sense, wouldn't it? Polymorph into an Undead.
Anyway, let's try and keep vaguely on track here.
Yeah.
So I'm getting fly, I'm getting deodorizer, I'm getting an extract of invisibility, and Sarah's casting invisibility. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Also,
Is anyone going to come in the first door as a distraction?
sure.
It may raise suspicion, but
Actually,
it
no, not
may
far.
also help not raise suspicion.
Yeah, Sarah, you can go in and just act angry.
Wait, give me like 2 minutes to think of an actual decent lie. Jesus Christ. Unless you do just want me to act angry, in which case I can take my
Yeah.
elixir thundering voice.
No,
That's a bit
I
excessive.
don't think you need to be that angry.
But oh, come on, I'm never going to use this otherwise.
I
This
mean,
is me actually advocating for using a resource for once.
Wait, you could
Yes.
always play off what Jortis did earlier and say, look, you know, we've had people complaining the food tastes weird. What the hell? You know, are
Gee,
you
I don't
doing
suppose
it
anyone
all
has any like
properly?
laxatives. Actually, that's a bad idea.
I say, do you want me to
Fuck.
answer that question?
I was gonna say if we brought some of the food, maybe I could have like pestilence it to make it seem rotten. Be like, what the fuck?
I mean, Thorg ate most of his. Jortes didn't exactly eat his.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
Yeah, but I don't
still
think
be
you put
carrying
my-
it around.
Aww.
It's like,
No,
you know, I might want this.
I've
drip
done that
for
once
later.
before. I learned my mistake then.
I mean,
You know,
we
just in
might
case
have-
I'm a little bit peckish for drugged food.
we might have like some rations. Could place
yeah,
them.
but they're not serving rations here.
I know.
Do we make something look close to one of our meals?
Do you have illusion magic to help with that?
I wish.
Not from rations. We
Oh,
can't.
hold on a second.
And if they
okay,
see
I can-
if they see through the illusions, it's instant. What the fuck are you trying to pull here?
Unless I can make something with a shadow illusion, the question answer is no anyway.
Well, I mean, wait. You have what level of shadow conjuration do you?
The lowest.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
bad,
what
it's
level
a bad
does it get into?
idea anyway. Seriously, bad idea.
Because creating food and water is a.
Cleric
Oh wait,
spell.
you can only get sorcerer wizard. Oh well.
Okay,
Yeah,
shall
no,
I just go in there? Yeah, I'll go in there. I'll
Just
pick up
go
a
in.
fuss.
I'll
I'm gonna.
when you open the door, I'll basically slip in behind you, and then
I'm drinking my
cast the
elixir
storage
from the
way.
voice.
Why?
I mean, she
So
doesn't
I know.
have to yelly, like use the full voice.
No, I'll go with it. I'm very disappointed in you, Root.
But that's just going to draw more attention from outside the kitchen.
The elixir thundering voice isn't a literal thundering voice. It's just a plus 10 to intimidate.
Yeah, it's just a name.
The thundering voice part is optional.
I put yes. I'll have it optional.
Right, well, go then.
Okay.
Sarah opened the door.
I invisibly slip in.
Sarah,
Mhm.
and your death, I suppose, in that case, what is your fat. Well, in Sarah's case, fat footed AC?
Fuck me. What is my flat foot DC? It's 14. No, it's 10. 10. Actually, no, it's 14. Never mind. I'm a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I forgot mage armor.
there.
Yeah.
As you open up the door, you hear the very angry sound of a rather annoyed Dwergar as you open up the door. Basically, like, in the middle of cooking, without stopping, proceed to quickly throw a kitchen knife at you.
Okay, first of all, excuse me, what the fuck?
It turns out he hit
And
you.
second of all, yeah. Well, I don't see roll, but yeah, probably.
I got a 12 on his base dice, which, adding his bonus,
Yeah.
14.
I mean, I was expecting to be hit, it's fine.
It's a kitchen knife, though, so it doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
It does still have his
Is that
strength
bar
and
enough?
everything.
I mean,
You take 5 points of damage as you were cut with a kitchen knife.
Okay, drama this up and pretend I'm dying.
Don't pretend you're dying,
Yeah,
just get
drama
really
it
angry that
up.
someone...
Yes, drama it up, but no
Yeah.
dying. Because it's like,
Sarah
what
just
the
is-
fuck, you threw a knife at
Yeah.
me!
Sarah basically does that, she just like stares opened mouth at kind of the knife kind of like slightly embedded in like her arm and is like, what in the entire fuck did you do? And just starts kind of, not screaming, but like,
Pissed
sort of
off
voice?
shouting.
yeah, like not screaming, but like, excuse me, do you know how much these robes cost?
Do you even know who I am?
You just throw knives at everyone? What if Lord Arcus came in here?
He seems like an absolutely zero fucks as you proceed to shout at him like that, kind of just briefly looking up as he's cooking.
I mean, can't roll
knows-
anyway.
Everyone, yeah, you can give your check. You can give your check though. It could be important still, but it looks up.
That's quite impressive.
It is. Everyone knows the policy. You have to knock before entering the kitchen.
You got me there!
Fine, whatever, still, complaints.
Look, okay, fine. Ugh, fuck me. There's been complaints, because apparently someone's been tasting something off in their food. Little crunchy bits as well. What's going on here?
The Dwergar just grumbles and points backwards as you see an orc on the far side of the room.
That explains everything.
Go yell at him.
Sarah will go over and yell at him. Well, not yell at him, but disappointedly raise her voice at him.
Make a
just
scene
to have
of
a
telling
very,
him off.
just have a very stern, one-sided conversation.
Yeah,
Now,
basically.
Just
Now, the
make sure
Dwergar-
you create a bit of a scene with it, so they're not paying
Yeah.
attention to
The
anything
Dwergar
else.
gives zero fucks about your intimidation. The orc, however, does not have basically an unbreakable level of intimidate. Actually, the DC to intimidate him was only 28.
Poor orc.
So he proceeds to basically nearly wet himself. As Sarah unleashes her rampage of intimidate from next to the stove. It's also quite the show. You've got some people looking out like over like the counter where everyone's getting their food from, some people like peering around, listening to Sarah.
Dinner and a show.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Jordan, how well are you sneaking?
Hopefully pretty well. That's including my invisibility bonus. That's really not very good.
Sneaky, sneaky elf, sneaky elf.
I mean, I am
Well-
also floating, so anything like tremor sense won't work, and I'm not creating footsteps due to that.
Plus
You're not
percent.
creating smells.
Gladly,
Not-
everyone
not
is rolling
creating
garbage.
smells, yes.
So if the orc had keen scent, he can't actually smell you. Which, considering he's a chef, he might.
You're so lucky.
Close?
That's
Yeah.
my level of perception. That is exactly the
I
modifier
will
Jess
inform
has.
I will inform you that last one is the headmistress outside.
Ah,
What the hell? How could she even see me?
Okay, but keep in
Because
mind.
it's the big open counterpart of the kitchen.
But the balcony's on the same wall as the kitchen counter. You'd have to like reflect off a mirror.
Yeah, the point is you look back here. You look looking. Anyway, as it goes, no one sees you. You think, as you proceed to slip through and slip into the pantry, and oh god,
I instantly regret my decisions.
This pantry, to give context, on a D&D scale map here, is 8 blocks in height. Well, not in height, 8 blocks, 8 blocks in vertical length. And 20 blocks to the left.
Well, that's...
Making it an incredibly large room.
8 by 20, god damn.
Yeah.
And it seems this has tons and tons of storage. Not only of food, but of a lot of stuff. The food is definitely one of the bigger things in here.
Yeah.
Also, shit tons of salt.
I mean, it's only like 100 foot across.
Shit tons of salt.
Alright,
I'm
rough
qualified.
idea of how long it'll take me to poison all of this?
That depends how well you roll.
Okay then.
Don't fuck up.
Craft alchemy?
Yeah.
With poisoning bonuses, without laboratory bonuses. Do I get any bonuses from Niket for this?
Cat's passive bonus from before still applies.
What was that? Plus 2?
Plus 2.
5? 2.
Plus 2. Be 5 if you will with you.
Yeah. I think that's correct.
In that case, you've been telling where actually the important things to actually try and poison are.
I mean,
It's okay,
34
Jortes
is
already knows that,
reasonable.
apparently.
Yeah, 34 is reasonable, plus half time on Master Alchemist or Poisoner bonus.
that's
Whatever.
for crafting,
Any miscellaneous from that stuff.
Jortes, go ahead and roll me 2d8 times 10.
Dear. Oh dear.
Times 10?
8 times 10? Will that work? Yeah, that works. Oh.
So,
shit
if you had it passed the base DC only, it would have taken you 150 minutes.
Dark.
You didn't pass it by the base DC only, you passed it by a higher DC, so it's going to go down a bit.
To be fair, he is working in a very large room.
By myself,
yeah.
because no one else wanted to come in.
And you're altering the poison as you're going, so...
Hey, with those perception checks, they'd have caught me. Hands down. You know.
Yeah. They almost caught me. I really should have fortune charmed that stealth, but fortunately it paid off not doing.
However, let's say you beat it by... Let's see, 1, 2... So it's 1 extra, 2 extra... Okay.
Can I get a 3 extra?
Do you have a way of giving yourself an extra +1 somehow?
Not really, no.
Eat some drugs, it's the only option.
Oh, you're remembering Tears to Wine.
I am not remembering Tears to Wine.
So that should be a 39.
It takes Jordan 19 minutes.
Well, my flights ran out. How long did it does invisibility?
The invisibility is
Is that
also
10
down,
turn?
I believe.
You have another invisibility.
Yeah, you have
I'm
just
just
wondering-
21
room
minutes
lasts-
total.
I'm
Negator
just
room
wondering how
allows
many
hours
of
to
them I'm going to have to use.
Probably just the extract.
So,
because
yeah,
Well,
just Sarah's and the extract. I
Well,
think.
given Jordan's in there, he can always hide behind barrels or stuff instead of using invisibility.
yeah, you can still save the invisibility for coming out.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So you take it from 150 minutes down to 18 and a half. Or 19.
Well, that's reasonable.
Yeah, if you'd passed only the DC 20, it would have taken you 150 minutes.
But damn it,
Which
why
is the
did it
one.
turn off?
The clusterfuck in the hallway.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're standing around for 20 minutes waiting for me.
Those of you in the hallway right now, you run across an interesting situation.
Huh.
The door with the heart on it, suddenly opens.
Okay.
And walking down the hallway proceeds to be a tall man. I say tall, 6'4". It's reasonable height. On the taller end. most certainly. A lean man, though. Lightly built, so with a fine coat with a number of hooks and little pouches. Almost very much an alchemist coat, almost. Also, there's that wonderful blue undercoat to it. Very refined, very noble-like. He has long, flowing, dark hair with oddly the strangest little streak of silver, with like this whitish, like snow white silver, like the snow had bleached it.
Torn, it's your brother. Like I
Not.
You are not part of Team Hallway, Sarah. You're your own team, Team Kitchen.
You're just spending 20 minutes yelling at a guy.
That's not too difficult for Sarah.
No, it really
She
isn't.
got those lungs. No, but she doesn't have her like faulty lungs.
But this is a picture of the guy who you see walks past. We're also an entourage of 4 people in 4 knight-like people in full plate.
He looks nice.
As he
Be
walks,
friends with him.
his footsteps seem to freeze the floor underneath him to like brief little plates of ice to him.
God, it's Argus.
Those of you in the hallway make disguise checks immediately.
Good luck.
I don't like it.
If things go badly, feel free to GTFO and not worry about your test.
He'll just hide here until you come back.
Yeah, basically.
I suppose for sideline the robot, that means make an engineering check for sideline.
Okay.
And for Rock?
I think Bigby used it. Did you?
Maybe.
If he might be muted, I don't know.
No, I did not.
Oh.
I
And
remember, next slot item can't.
no, it was during our initial infiltration.
No, I don't think I did.
You're wearing it temporarily. I remember that.
I know, but I don't think I ever used it.
Okay. So do I? Should I fortune charm it? It will. It's not likely
it could
to
get
come out
worse,
better.
but yeah.
It could
It's-
definitely get worse.
There's a 25% chance to get worse. Within like a whatever.
Which for me
effect,
is like a 50% chance to get worse.
You're such a drama queen. Look.
I think I'm going to just hold on to this because it's not a nat 1 or 5 or less actually. So, which is generally what I try to hold on to it for.
And as long as we are just, getting out of his way and just like bowing respectfully.
Oh yeah, no, Torn is definitely bowing deeply and forcing sideline 2 as well.
So you don't use it, and you're discovered. Get frozen.
It's
The
possible.
thing is, the person who would most likely be revealed would be Thorok anyway, so. Torn's fine.
Right. I see. Well, he seems to proceed down the hallway, though after passing all of you, he pauses for a few moments, looking back towards each of you. Just for a few moments, like observing you.
You're humbled. Get him! You're rumbled!
He seems to stare. I was engaged a bit of a staring contest just for a few brief moments. And a slight smile curls up before he simply turns on a heel and continues on his way.
He's an ice mage, not one of the more explodey magics.
Sarah, meanwhile, how dare this be part of my meal? Do you know who I am?
This is a literal bug's leg.
It's quite a delicacy where he's from.
No, I ordered.
He was just trying to make you happy by giving you such wonderful things.
Sarah has quite the audience right now.
Sarah's probably playing up her Bloodline's ability to like spontaneously create insects for some reason. Probably literally pulling out a flywing.
Or fly.
This one had a literal slug in it. Pulls it out of her sleeve.
This is suddenly turned into like some kind of weird like magic performance. Like, how many snails are under my sleeve? 5. No, it hasn't. She's just still raging.
No, I'm more imagining she just like slams her hand onto the counter without even break, like while still staring directly at him and just holding up a cockroach at him, just going like, "What the hell is this?"
Jortes, meanwhile,
Yes.
suddenly finds himself face to face inside the pantry there with an unusual creature.
Oh god. Is it a cat?
It's not a cat.
Well, I'm fine then. Cats will screw me. So, what is it?
The creature you find yourself face to face with comes up to maybe your knee in height,
Doesn't know. That's
and proceeds to basically, well, it would be his knee if he was normal size. So right now it's coming up to like
nose.
Yeah, right now it's basically as tall as you are.
Big kitty.
Not a kitty. This proceeds to, well, it doesn't surprise you. You can't be surprised.
Haha.
Oh, it's a frog.
It's a giant frog.
A toad.
Please don't eat me.
Nerd.
Why is it in the storeroom?
It's a good question.
Please don't eat me.
It suddenly fires out its tongue in attempt to grab you.
No, don't do that. Bad frog.
What is your regular AC?
AC,
Your regular touch
not,
AC. Your regular touch
Oh.
AC is important.
not good. Mage armor does not add to touch AC, I believe.
Nope, it does not.
So yeah, very not good. 15. Wait, no.
I think you dodge.
Yeah, 15.
Then you dodge as the tongue ejects out, and you're like, sidestep. Nope. No.
Hmm. At this point,
That's rolls an 11 to hit, by the way. So.
Jeez. At this point, have I pretty much finished doing the poisoning?
Pretty much. You may have forgotten a bag of carrots.
It's carrots and one bag. They'll go through that in half a day, and then get onto the good stuff. So in that case, I'm going to leave the giant frog there, and I'm just going to invisibility, extract, and leave. No, bad. Stay. Stay.
As Jortes flees, as Sarah suddenly sees a toad dive out of the pantry.
This is what you're keeping in here? A toad?
as the Sarah Drama Club continues.
Of course.
And yeah, I take advantage of the drama to try and escape again.
You escape.
Hooray!
Sarah,
Mhm.
roll me either... No, the only thing here would be appropriate is going to be another intimidate check.
Oh my god. I was scared you were going to say something, I don't know, a skill which I'm not good at.
Intimidate the
Ugh.
toad.
Godfrey.
Apparently, just like burning out,
Yeah.
running out of fucks to
Look,
give.
this has been at least a good 20-minute rant.
Sarah, well, eventually running out of steam, she is, however, given a parting gift of a 3-layer cake.
Sir Huffson says, I guess it will have to do.
It is a free layer vanilla and strawberry cake.
You know, considering you only went in there to complain that other people have had funny food, get your 3-layer cake out of it. It's a good deal.
Sarah does not tries her best to not look pleased, but kind of sticks her nose up in there, turns on the heel, and walks out of the kitchen with her cake.
As the others suddenly see Sarah walk out the kitchen carrying a 3-layered cake.
Sarah just kind of walks up to him, grinning, and says, "Look where I go."
While still invisible, I take a bite out of it.
You stop being
Oh,
invisible.
don't do that. It's probably drugged.
And you stop being invisible thanks to that hostile action.
It's not a hostile action.
Go to a cake does.
Nom of opportunity.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna have to cut around this bite. Actually, wait. Better idea. I'll just avoid it. Oh wait, no, I can't. It'd be flat-footed. Never mind. I was gonna win the escape.
You're flat-footed. You had no idea where he was.
Yeah, I know. Did you get it, Jortes?
Yeah, well, apart from maybe like a bag of carrots, maybe I got everything else. And then, did you see that frog? The fuck was that frog?
I'm not entirely sure what was up with that.
It tried to eat me.
I mean, you do appear to be like, ETBT. Admittedly, you'd be a big snack for a frog.
It was a big frog.
So yeah. Does Team PC want to attempt to evacuate?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You could at this point, well, teleporting inwards is not easy. You could just teleport to the outside of the place and just try to leave.
I think we should save that.
Wasn't there something we wanted to check on the way out? Like
We also wanted to hit up wells.
Yeah, there was the wells. I think there was a prison place we wanted to check on the way out, and something else. I think.
Well, a prison near the front door, which is certainly true.
Also, thing about teleporting is keep in mind it's more difficult while we're in here. So it would be better to just try and walk. Or at least it's difficult if it is over long distances.
Yeah, teleporting they're in here, not so bad.
Yeah, try
What I
to
remember.
course and teleporting for the shield is just impossible.
Yeah.
And Sarah's content for just getting out. If you guys want to do something, she'll stick around.
Hey, let's just walk out. We can check out the various things on the way back along the way. And if
I do
things
want
go
to
bad,
look for
we
a
can
well on the
teleport.
way back.
You haven't seen any wells thus far, so you might have to venture away from the hallways and into one of the barracks or something.
It's also
It's also-
entirely possible that they don't have wells and that they just
They could
create
literally
water.
just create water, but
Yeah, it's possible.
They have like a 7th level cleric is creating 7 gallons in
Well,
6
yeah.
seconds.
How's this then? We head back the way we came, pop our head into Barracks C along the way to see if they're still doing the poker game, at which point we could also see if there's a well or anything in there. And if there isn't, then oh well, we can play poker for a bit and then leave.
I'm done for it.
Plus we also have to take into account that you guys were totally seen through by the ice dude.
As you're walking back, sideline is suddenly stopped.
Okay.
As approaching up the sideline is this relatively small robed figure The individual wearing... One second, I can double check it myself, what they're exactly wearing. For this. I'll get it for you. Not that one.
Mm.
It might be relevant to know what they're wearing after all. They are wearing white robes with a red trim on them. They also seem to be wearing a strange. Their robe, they're fully wearing it, this smallish figure, hood up, and covering their face is this strange animal-like mask.
Does the robes match any of the rankings we were told about?
It was the second level that me and Torn and
It
are
was
on.
the first level.
Ah,
Is it?
Red was level 1, purple was level 2.
oh, so same as like me. The
But I thought it
lower
was.
level?
Oh yeah, purple. Right. Okay.
But yeah, they as they see sideline, they seem to intentionally get in the way of this smallish figure. By smallish, I mean they're probably about 5 foot, maybe less, slightly less than 5 foot in height.
Mm-hmm.
As they seem to approach up towards the sideline, and just start staring at him, standing intentionally by just kind of staring at him, like examining him from every direction.
Sarah Torn, use your higher ranking to make him go away.
Sorry, just
What
looks
do you
obsessive.
want with? What do you want with my construct?
He's an unusual build. What parts did you use for him?
I don't
found-
know. I found him somewhere.
Ooh. In improving design, perhaps? Unusual. You don't see many of these around.
If you could tell me what he is, I'd appreciate it. Maybe then it would be easier to fix him when he gets fucking broken.
Torn immediately also identifies a slight elven accent.
Hmm.
There's a note for you. You just noted by an immediate elven accent.
Yeah, no, Torn is not lying right now.
You seem to look him over.
People with sense motive might be telling Torn's venting an actual frustration.
Look, kids, do you have any business that you should be doing? Kinda busy.
Nothing I have to be doing right now. But this is a very fascinating. This is a very fascinating creation. And well, he just asked if we could figure anything out about him. I should certainly try.
Command, open up your chest.
You're doing this again.
Excuse me, automaton. Do you know anything about your own construction materials?
Command, answer, truthfully.
I do know a bit. Sideline will just break into technobabble, and he'll activate sort of a crackly voice.
So like, there's
Your techno babbled right back at you during this.
Okay.
It seems this person really knows what they're talking about.
Good.
Sideline, make opposed engineering checks.
Engineering?
You may substitute clockwork in your case.
Sweet. 48. I rolled the 2.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He rolled 10 less on the diametric opposite roll.
You know, they know what they're talking about, but you're still a superior level to them, and they're freaking robot.
Also, you're talking about yourself. So,
As you
Makes
manage
sense that I
to,
rolled a 2, because Sideline knows fuck all about himself.
as he proceeds to kind of, the conversation goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Hurry it up, kid. Ain't got all day.
The sideline is rather fascinating, though. You do get some actually rather new insights as you kind of talk to this individual here.
Mhm.
And they do bring up some things that you didn't actually consider before, and notably, something else is brought up. They mention about an expedition that they got that they tagged along on to apparently an old an old forge site that seemed to have been building unusual gear-like alloys that seemed to be able to fold into themselves as into a pocket dimension.
Okay, I need this. Where? Noted for record. Note for records. Could you provide location or coordinates?
Make a diplomacy check.
Is he a craftsperson?
Yes!
Okay.
I don't know if you can tell by that technobabble.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. Uh, 28.
Can I assist?
How would you assist?
Well,
You've been kind of a jackass to him, so.
Being that he is my construct, and I want to be able to repair him out in the field where he's been destroyed. That, and if there's possibly more of these things, it would be a good boon to the rest of the compound if more people could actually have combat capable constructs, etc., etc. Good enough.
Okay. Okay, you aid.
Yep, can't fail. Have 30.
30.
They are pretty resistant to telling you where it is. You are just an automaton after all, but alright.
But the automaton's owner is a higher rank than them.
Yeah, and they don't serve the automaton though.
Yes, but the owner wants to know.
But and eyeing and yeah, the elf gives you some coordinates for them. Admittedly, giving them in a strange elven variation of the coordinates, but you could probably translate those yourself.
I can check, yeah.
So. You can, of course, just push past them and keep going now. You've got that.
Cool. I just want the coordinates. I'm good.
But they are. But they seem intently. They seem intently curious about everything that Sideline is.
Okay, look, kid, I understand that whatever is very fascinating, but unlike you, we unfortunately have something to be doing. Now, can we please go past?
Kind of looks to you.
I've got this entire cake, which I need to be putting away.
I mean,
By putting away, she means stuffing down her face.
no, you could share it,
Oh, sure, let me just share it out in the middle of a corridor with no plates or knives or anything. Oh, okay.
Torm pulls a plate, knife, and fork out of his bag.
No.
The elf scowls slightly, but proceeds to just step to the side.
Thank you very much.
Running simulation. Appreciation.
So the group continues on then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Please. Before he drags us back.
Sarah,
Yep.
what's your flat-footed CMD?
Bad.
14. We just had this.
Yes.
AC. So flat-footed might be different.
Oh, CMD.
Mm-hmm.
Just 14 then, I guess? Does Bab count in there?
Yes.
Oh, that's
CMD?
15. Actually, no.
Because CMD is based off. In this case, we're looking for your strength plus your BAB. In this case.
Oh, that's 16.
Yeah, it is
Ah,
CMD.
so it is.
Flat-footed CMD. So
It's also wrong. Why?
so what is your flat-footed CMD?
It's 16.
Is he going to try and trip you to ruin the cake?
If he fucking doesn't, I'm gonna ruin his life.
Because as the group walks away and is turning a corner, you suddenly hear the sound of a foot kind of stomping on the floor a distance away. Jortes most certainly identifies him.
Thunderstomp, that motherfucker.
Yep, he thunderstomps Sarah, and Sarah falls over tripped.
Wow.
Fucking little shit.
Reflex save to save the cake.
Can I throw the cake at someone?
You can't throw the cake at someone. You are caught flat-footed. Since
Okay.
Cortez has never caught flat-footed, he can attempt to catch the cake.
I will attempt to catch the cake on the promise that I get some more of the cake.
Yes, but don't just take a fucking bite out of it.
No,
Are
catch
you?
catch it with your face, then you can have all the cake.
Do not dare.
Make a sleight of hand check to catch the cake and not make any of it fall over.
Oh god, sleight of hand. Where's that gone? There we go. Oh!
Slight of face.
Oh.
Slight
Well,
of face.
It's only a 2-layer cake now.
Well, I saved us a layer each.
Hold on, I had to figure out how to get revenge. I'm assuming-
Also, immediately after doing that, by the way, they spent their move action after that to then go into a room and their swift action to lock the door.
Oh, I like that kid.
Hold on. I'll get my revenge, that'll be swift. Can swarms move through underneath doors?
Depends on what they're a swarm of.
What can I make a swarm of? That's a very good question.
Ants.
I wish.
They're small enough to get under doors.
Yeah.
I mean,
spiders.
I could do spiders.
What kind of spiders? Is it specified the kind of spider?
No, it's just a regular spider swarm.
Yeah, it's as
So-
a spider swarm, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they can technically fit under a door.
And I mean, most spiders are small enough to fit under doors.
Yes, true. And we never get to see Thunder Stomp as a spell.
I know.
Okay, but Sarah, wait, can Sarah tell the spiders? Wait, can I actually direct these? I have no control over its target. I don't want to kill this kid. I just want to make it.
I have breath of life. Is
No.
They're also behind a locked door, though.
Okay, better idea. Shadow conjuration. Fuck your doors. And Sarah will do. Hold on, mischievous monkeys. Does that kill people? How do you
No,
spell
it's
Generally
just
not.
annoying.
Okay, Sarah will shadow conjuration a swarm of mad monkeys into that room.
You look through the keyhole and cast it inside.
Yeah, or she'll just tell him to try to walk through the wall. We'll probably get through there eventually.
Or at some point they'll find a way through.
And she'll tell him not to kill him, just mess him up.
Just cause chaos.
Pause. 1 round passes. Second round. You hear a very distressed teenage elf.
Yeah, you got him.
Get fucked, kid. Okay, let's go.
This is why you don't do things like that to casters.
or your superiors.
That too.
Or your superior casters.
Still, that was a fun situation.
And we got something out of it, and I got personal satisfaction. Okay,
And the group
two
was-
player.
And of course, everyone else in the group got to see Sarah fall over, getting covered in half a cake. No, a third of a cake.
I caught a cake.
two layers of
I'll-
a cake.
I will be nice and give the layer of cake which does not have a bite out of it to Sarah.
You don't just give someone a layer of a layer cake. You're supposed to never mind. Let's just continue on before this gets any
I can
worse.
share it out
It's
if you
okay,
want.
he's an
I just I didn't
uncultured
think you'd
boar.
want.
I mean,
Didn't think you'd want the part with a bite in it.
I prefer no. I prefer not to have a bite with a bite on it.
Well, there you go then. Problem solved.
So TPC makes it to Barrack C.
Yes.
Do you want to go into Barrack C?
I thought we were just trying to stop
Yeah.
Georgette's gambling problem.
No, you were trying to stop my drinking problem.
Which
Right.
stop.
Did we even stop? Never mind.
Entering into Barrack C, you see. Huh. That's an interesting sight.
Hmm.
Like in the Barrack C, like in the front, kind of front area, which seems to be like some kind of basic kind of like communal lounge for it. All the fun has been pushed to the side of the rooms, and you see three things going on. In the corner of the room, there's a poker table. In the center of the room, basically you would already described as basically the world's largest game of Jenga. Being played with a variety of like wooden dowels and other things. A rather fascinating little thing. And on the other side of the room, there seems to be a bunch of people basically in a full-on sparring session with each other.
I head straight to the poker table and asked to be dealt in. Saying I heard in the canteen there was a good game going on in here.
The dealing in the dealing in is 200 gold.
Christ. Okay. There you go.
All right. Anyone else wanting to deal in?
And I
Nope,
kind of want
no.
to play Jenga, but I know I'm really bad at Jenga, both in game and out of it.
You could like Mage Hand Jenga.
That feels like cheating.
Doesn't change the fact she's not good at sleight of hand.
Yeah,
She's not like an arcane trickster or anything.
I wish. I mean, I don't have a good sense motive for poker, but I do have a good bluff. Nah, screw it. I don't have enough money to.
Maybe someone wants to join the sparring.
Nah.
Sherlock? Sparring?
No,
No.
he's supposed to just sit there and be silent.
I feel like any sparring that Thor got into would terrify everyone else because of the reputation of the silent monks. So
So,
I don't
Jortas
know if they would agree.
sits down for a poker game.
Yes.
Step 1, roll perception check.
What was that?
Roll perception check is step 1.
Right. That is that button. 49.
You come to realise that the house is technically cheating. This is not a surprise, but the house is technically cheating. However, since you've identified this, you get a +4 on all your following checks after this.
Sweet.
Because you come to realise, oh hey, they're cheating, I can counter this. Or try
Yeah,
to.
I basically tried to use their cheating against them.
You have the option of rolling a sleight of hand check if you want to try and cheat.
I will be. So +4 on this because I got them out, so that's a 22 modifier, so 32.
Okay. That will grant you an additional +4.
Sweet.
I think you're good.
Roll a profession gambler check. You have a +8.
Well, yeah, this is why you have your pussy.
Don't forget +5 from Tears of Wine.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. So that's that. 30. 30 untrained.
Nice.
Roll a bluff check. How's your poker face?
And I'm just getting rid of modifiers as I go along so I don't forget them this time. So bluff, get a +8 on this because caught them out and cheating. 25.
Interesting poker.
That's all the
Don't
way
forget
down there.
+5.
Right, 8 and 5. That's our 47.
Okay. So Jortas goes in for a mean game of cards. There are a lot of good players here, and a lot of people are playing back and forth for bidding high amounts of money. Maybe fortune favors the dumb. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel I rolled quite well there, so he's going to like bid quite high. Well, not bid, bet quite high as well.
You're not sure if fortune favors the bold, or the lucky, or the dumb, or the first timers. It's not entirely sure to tell. But Jortas, so you put in 200 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Jortas, you walk away from the table with 704 gold pieces.
Nice.
Nice.
Also a lot of glares.
Oops, that was 705. Correct that, 704. There we go.
704 and a lot of glares.
Mm-hmm. So while we're doing this, is there any sort of well or such in the barracks?
Well, is anyone exploring the barracks?
Sure.
Yeah, Sir will
I got
mingle.
nothing better to do.
Are you trying to explore it like incognito, where people aren't really paying attention to you?
Oh, I'll do it. No, because this is bluff, I think.
It would be with disguise or stealth.
Oh.
In that case.
So I thought you could use bluff to act
You can
inconspicuously.
make bluff to create. You could use bluff to create a diversion for someone else.
Actually, no, one of the things with buff is perform inconspicuous action. You can avoid drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah, I suppose that's technically true. Yes, you can. For that, yes.
You know what? I guess it's stealth, and I still have that elixir of hiding going.
Yeah,
Dark will do it as well.
There are a variety of ways of pulling them off, basically. So, pick your preferred choice.
That should be a 26. I forgot to remove Honeytongue.
So a 36 disguise, a 26 bluff, and a 32 stealth.
Sarah runs into some problems.
She's known now for just yelling at the cooks in the kitchen.
Possibly. Which does result in Sarah being hit on.
Keep in mind, Sarah looks like a guy
Wow.
right now.
Yes! I know that Sarah's a guy right now. She's being hit on.
Apparently,
Damn it.
someone likes a dominant person.
Not surprising with a bunch of cultists, but okay.
Yeah, you know what? I bet it was someone from the lunchroom that heard your tirade.
But Sarah's kind of busy now on a date. Or turning down a date.
Oh yes, bring your
More than
bugs.
turning it down.
Make sure you bring the bugs.
Rather attractive dude asked you out though.
Damn it.
Sadly, he also thinks you're a dude. So,
Yeah. This ends well for no one. Sarah immediately goes on Operation Shutdown.
it's not easy, he doesn't take a hint well. The others though. Torin, Borok,
Hmm.
you both have managed to stumble into each other on opposite ends of the well. Oh hey, there's a well back in the barracks.
Thorg just sort of nods to Torin. Torin even sees him.
Doran kind of nods his head towards, the other people, trying to get Thorok to just keep a lookout while he does his thing.
Thorg nods and stands there. Takes a sip from the well, as it were.
Very clean water. If you'd judge, magically conjured.
Great.
So, we were right. It is magically conjured.
Right, but the well is what conjures it, which means if you poison the well,
Yeah.
it's going to poison the water in them.
Does mean we then have to do like the other barracks as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you can just settle for mostly poison the place.
Yeah.
So roll me an alchemy check.
Does this count as creating creating an alchemical item for purposes?
No.
Nope. Okay. I have that available to me. I have that.
Also, do your
I
poison.
have this. That was a 2. Should I re-roll that?
I think you should.
Yeah, might as well.
That's slightly better.
Also, do you have the poison use class feature?
I don't think I do anymore.
Really? I thought you did.
I believe you traded it away for Kyojin.
Yeah, I traded away in Kyojin.
Go ahead and roll me a
okay.
d20, Torin.
At least you're diluting it.
Yeah, and even if
No,
he
you
does,
don't poison yourself.
yeah, even if he does poison himself, he's got the save to ignore it.
The chance of you poisoning yourself was really low, but the point is there was a chance. So,
Actually, Thork might drink from the fountain just to drink from the well after it's been poisoned, just to show anyone that is watching that it should be fine after Torin leaves.
I imagine Torin's method of poisoning it might be, you know how you put a bucket into the well normally to pull out water? He subtly puts the poison in the bottom of the bucket and lowers it in to get the water.
Mm-hmm.
Mix it in that way. I think we're using the reverse use for a well. But yeah. Poison has been applied. Sarah is on a date. Still. So. And apparently making a meeting.
Tord on his way back is just going to wrap an arm around Sarah and say, "It appears our friend's done. Should we go?"
Oh, yes, please, honey. So,
I see Torin's now in a gay relationship.
Sarah,
Adding to data log.
Sarah's face looks happy, but from behind, digging itself into Torin's side, she is not.
I'm just saying, I imagine someone's got the best video recording ever to replay them later.
Yeah, that's why I said adding to data log.
Damn it, Sideline. I signal to you for help, and what do I get? Blackmail.
The thing is with Siler, he'll just put over an overlay that removes the disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it'd also be great blackmail for Torum as a siesta. With yes, come on, honey.
Please, no. I don't want to be murdered.
as the group proceeds to evacuate from ward number C.
Yep. Thank you, lads. It was great winning all your money from you. I'll see you later.
You have a feeling if you didn't leave in the next 10 minutes, Jortes might be stabbed.
Yeah.
This is a quite common feeling Jortes gets.
Yeah. Also
Usually, any time he's around Torin.
Your disguise hasn't been blown. It's just a case of they really hate the fact that he's won so much money.
You know, I made 3.5 times my money there. I'm quite happy with that.
You basically eliminated 3.5 players by yourself.
Yep.
Effectively. Which is impressive, given you're also a complete newbie on the stage.
Yep. There's one thing worse than losing all your money in gambling, and that's losing it all to the newbie.
When you're cheating.
Yeah, but they didn't know I was
Well,
cheating, and they
No,
were cheating
when
too.
they were cheating.
Oh, yes, when
I
they're
mean,
cheating, yes.
Let's be honest, everyone was cheating at that table. The house was cheating and all the players were cheating, and Jortes was cheating.
Yeah. I was cheating so hard.
The real challenge is identifying the house cheating, which is a DC 32.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't
pretty
fail
tough.
that.
No, but it's still a pretty tough identification.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tough. It's just Jortes is ludicrous.
As you proceed to continue on your way back. Do you want to stop by the next barracks?
Yeah.
Sure.
As you do so, you hear a very loud kaboom from inside, as you right before one of you about to open the door.
I jump in to see if everything is alright. See what the hell is going on.
You see, well, 4 heavily armored individuals, and in front of them, a man wearing a long, dark coat with long flowing hair behind him. Tall man. And in front of him, you see a room full of slightly panicked individuals of various cult different kinds, as there seems to be one really, really big orc who seems to be frozen completely solid into a block of ice. That's
Argus, leave.
The block of ice is probably about half a foot thick on every side of him.
Keep Argus, leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Story next
.exe.
stage left.
I mean, me and Sarah weren't rumbled by him before. That was all you guys. But yeah, let's just.
You don't want to feel the power of Argus's Polar Midnight.
No, not really.
Damn, Polar Midnight.
I can't confirm if it actually is a Polar Midnight spell, but he's using cold magic and a lot of it. So.
Yeah.
At
enough to
the
make
very least,
someone-
he's got Cold Ice Strike.
Probably. I mean, it's a very good spell.
I'll probably have Garvin be wearing it sometimes, so...
If you so wish, you can also try to exploit weakness on him if you so desired, but...
I mean, I can do that just without an action. It's a swift action, so...
Well, it is an action, but the point is you just kind of look at him and stare at him.
Yeah, exactly, so... Let's see. No, probably not a 13 or lower.
No, breach is 13.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
So,
However, as you kind of get this
UFO?
scene here, Argus soon quickly basically turns around, his knights following him out, and basically, you either move out the way, or the guards make you move out the way. You
Yeah,
pick your choice.
I move out the way.
Yeah, let's everyone get out of the way. Actually, Dark, can I try something as well?
Would you like to try?
You go kiss him.
No, I would like to sense motive to sort of determine his martial prowess, as it were.
Difficult, but doable.
37. Not my
You have,
best, but
you have a feeling, despite his incredibly strong, quite clearly, despite his clearly incredibly strong back levels of magic, you sense a heavy amount of martial training underneath all that as well, surprisingly.
he's a war
Magus?
priest. War priest, I
A
bet.
war priest, more likely, yeah.
Or an Eldritch Knight, if he's arcane.
Yeah, or an Eldritch Knight of some kind. Either way, not really good to do.
I mean, if he leaves, we can have a look at magic.
But he
He could
definitely
also
seems
just
to
be a cleric.
He definitely seems to have quite the strong, though, both magical presence and, however, fighting presence. You can definitely sense a swordsman's spirit in him, in a sense, and heavy amounts of. You also notice something rather unusual about him. Something that strikes Forok on a very deep end.
Mhm.
His stance, when you saw him, like having just been part of the spell, is a familiar stance to Forok.
Oh. Pummeling
It's
style.
not. No, it's not that. It's like more familiar from your clan more than what you've learned.
Oh.
As it's a specialized kind of stance, often used by more your mages than anything else.
Oh wait, Kieran style.
One second, I'll double check.
I think it would be Kieran style because that's generally practiced by arcane mages. To help them out with their magical problems whenever they have to get in martial situations.
But it's unusual to you, though, in the fact that the stance here, it's not like not many people practice it. It's one of the big points, though. Not many people practice this kind of style. It's one thing that stands out to you, which is odd in one sense. Actually, one sec. I think I might have found it. No, that's not it. Got it. I'll find it again in a minute. But it's something. What strikes you unusual though is you see a modification to that style though over what like the default one that most people would have though is, which is where it really strikes you. That's something which is distinctly only known by your clan and certain houses in the Eyrie.
Very interesting.
That isn't something that's really spread very far. Largely because your monastery might have been the one that actually originally kind of redid the style in a sense, made the new version.
All right, as soon as we get somewhere, I'm gonna have to ask Sideline to contact Brennan to contact my master.
Okay.
Because I mean, honestly, I'm not too surprised that people who are in a cult to the heresy might have come from my monastery.
It's unlikely he came from your monastery, but it's possible.
Yeah, or learn things from there, considering they're kind of anti-gods and
Anti-gods, anti-mages, they go well together.
yeah. They already have one traitor, as it were.
Do we want to just slip in past and take advantage of confusion?
You certainly can slip in now, though, as people seem to be in various states of what?
Shall most of us just kind of go in and be like, "Oh my god, what happened? Are you okay?"
Yeah, that's Jortis's plan. He's going in and going around, just like, "You alright? Like, what the hell was that all about?"
Well, you can either attempt to gather information, or you can attempt to search for a well. Your choice.
I'm searching.
I'm gathering.
I'll gather. I want to disease a well, but I'll gather.
You know what? Thorg also search.
Is Tears to Wine or Charisma, or is it just Int and Wiz?
Into wisdom
only.
skills.
Right, thought so. That's fine. Well, 35 to gather information.
Nice. Bless
Who's
you.
in hit?
Yeah.
Wow, I rolled a 2. Again.
My browser is down. Oh, there you go. Let's see, diplomacy. Oh, fuck, I forgot I'm not trained to it right now.
Well, you mean you could just come disease the well.
Too late.
Well, Sarah's going to get a little bit of information. Jortis is going to get a significant amount of information. Fork makes it to the well. Unfortunately, Toron gets interrupted before he gets to the well. So we'll go through. Fork, though, has found the well. He found the location. He can, seems decently unguarded. You found where it is inside this area. It's a different location where it was in the other one, but, still a well. It works. Toron, though, has been interrupted by a rather annoyed-looking, slightly shaking in frustration, small figure wearing a white robe and masked in an animal-like mask.
Oh, it's you.
Greetings.
They seem rather annoyed about the mad monkeys.
Well, shouldn't have tripped her, you know.
You really shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have tripped him. He's really not above petty things like that.
Agreed.
One thing's for sure, they seem rather they seem rather full of themselves just as much as Sarah was. So this is going to be interesting. And they currently pitch Torin as their target of personal ranting, which is going to be interesting for you. But meanwhile, Jortes, you get to ask some questions. What do you want to know?
Basically, first off, you know, what happened? Obviously, he turned that guy into ice, but like, why?
Okay, Jortes finds out that basically Lord Argus was doing his rounds from place to place. And as he was in here, the orc, completely oblivious to Lord Argus walking in here, proceeded to in simplicity, he proceeded to make various jokes about Lord Argus's origins. That's it is.
Okay.
And some of them may have cut a bit of a nerve. And you see what he did.
But what sort of jokes and what's so weird about his origin?
Not weird about his origin, but touchy subject. Because, as you'll find out, Lord Argus is actually a nobleman. Kind of.
Kind of guessed that from the whole Lord thing.
But I'm going to prevent something for you now, if I quickly need to fetch it.
Okay, so he's from a house in exile of Siren Song. Okay. Originally from the Eyrie.
Mm-hmm.
The Mournful Hall. Oops, wrong button. Go away. Do I know the Mournful Hall?
No, you've not encountered that location before.
Well, it's a bit more information than I thought to ask about.
But apparently, kind of joking about the whole being an exile thing is not good for one's survivability around.
No, I can completely understand where Argus was coming from. Slightly, maybe, over the top in his response, but I can see where he came from.
His temper's been pretty bad since, things happened.
What things? Like the whole being exiled or other things?
More recent. You haven't heard?
I'm new. Like, really new. Last load that came in. I heard some... did we hear something about his son earlier? Like, when we were in the dining hall?
You heard something about Lord Argus's brat.
Yeah, we heard something about... Was it one of his kids, maybe? I don't know. I've heard bits and bobs, but I don't know the story.
Well, actually... though this may seem odd, it's actually that it seems Lord Argus's younger brother seemed to have escaped.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, no, I knew who he was for a while. Because, that little bit of white hair yeah.
As I remind you back to how Niket's was also bleached.
Yep, that makes perfect fucking sense now. It's like, oh, That was his. Oh. Yeah, I can see why he's in a bad mood now. Shit.
Which has kind of put Lord Argus in a situation of if anything pisses them off, his first reaction is to freeze them in an eternal tomb of ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Maybe not going to try and rescue his brother now.
Admittedly, there is partial reason why he might have considered his, he may have referred to his brother as being effectively dead.
Yeah. Okay then. That's good to know. Don't
Handsome.
mention. Yeah.
Any more questions you would like? Because you still have more questions left.
I did, and now I've forgotten what they were. Sarah, seeing as you were trying to diplomatize as well, do
Sure,
you
do you
have
have
any
any
questions?
If you try to think of them.
Where's your well? I could do with a drink after that.
Oh, actually, that's a good idea. No, it isn't. Never
Would
mind.
anyone like a two-layered cake?
Sarah's just gonna make friends. There we go.
It's difficult.
I can't think of anything.
You have a reputation already.
Okay, well, maybe not make friends is the best word for us, but mostly
More
just seem
make
concerned about people.
minions.
No, not make minions, but just seem concerned about people.
Can I use one of the questions?
What do you want to know?
Maybe.
Please.
How was their day?
God damn
No.
Sidelines friendly.
Where's the next barracks over?
Other side of the food hall.
Yeah.
That you already know.
Hey, actually, hey, where's the well in barracks be? Why, they're just like all over the place,
You want to know where the well in the barracks is?
Yeah, where at barracks B, the one that we haven't been to.
It's kind of weird asking about another barracks while in one barracks.
I only came back. Well, Sarah will probably make up the excuse of I just heard Villa Bang came in here. I'm not normally in here
Yes.
much.
I guess.
You can be directed to where it is to make that a bit quicker for you.
Yeah.
There was definitely something else I was going to ask about something you said, but now I really cannot remember what it was. I'm being too distracted by the buttered bread of deceit.
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 There's been no deception here.
Just us.
There's just been a lack of giving you information.
I don't know, and I kind of want to keep things moving, so I guess I'll just hope their day gets better, and then go to get myself a drink, seeing as Torren's been waylaid.
Very well. Torren,
Mm-hmm.
you need to make opposed engineering checks against this kid.
I'm going to go ahead and pop investigative mind.
It's serious in that engineering.
Good luck.
Wow.
35. I almost made it.
Almost, but they did nat 20, unfortunately, which did beat you out in the end. As Torren is seriously waylaid and almost overwhelmed by the fury of an elven engineer. I mean, Torren thinks he's also learning something from this, oddly enough. But... Just would Torren just like to wait there until basically the elf just runs out of steam and just gives up? Just walks off?
I can beat his ass.
He's not doing anything physical to you. You could just slap him to the. You could just whack him to the side or something if you wanted to. But he's holding you pretty well. Constantly bombarding you with questions.
I imagine what Torn's going to end up doing is just like put his hand on his shoulder, look him in the eyes, and tell him, "You need to stop that. This isn't helping anything. You could take out, this frustration in something constructive, like sparring."
Make it
working well.
Make a diplomacy check, Torin. As you look into this masked elf's masked eyes.
21.
They seem they seem to still be a little bit annoyed at the moment. Possibly because they were enjoying examining Sally so much when they kind of got told to buzz off before. Who knows? So, Doran.
Recommendation.
Hmm.
Come with me. You can study in more peaceful location.
Well, so this check.
Is Sally just going to go off with him and just allow him to stay somewhere else?
Sure.
Okay, consequence avoided. As now Silent's been waylaid instead.
Yeah, here, go play with my construct. I have business to attend to.
Admittedly, Sideline, you do gain some interesting insights from this being waylaid. Something very interesting, actually, that Sideline might be interested in. Well, he seemed to talk about various designs for constructs that his family were working on.
Oh?
One of which was particularly interesting to you. Well, there's a few things. One of them was a stained glass golem.
Ooh.
Oof.
That's a thing.
It's made of glass, though.
Yeah, but stained glass golems have a habit of reflecting magic at people.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's all.
And they also cause bleeding, if I remember correctly.
Yes, because the sharp pieces of glass. So, that's pretty bad.
The orc will shatter it then.
Other than that, other things you also end up hearing about, which is a rather unusual thing, is a clockwork treant.
Now that's a bit odd.
A clockwork treant.
Does that work?
You're not entirely sure how it works, though Cylon is having a rather fascinating time as he hears, basically about the kid kind of gloating almost, how he designed some of the parts for it and, found some solutions to some of the problems.
Like the fact that it's a treant, but also clockwork.
I mean, I did make a clockwork dryad, so...
It's true, he did. Yeah, he seems rather proud of himself, which admittedly, given his engineering knowledge, he did a pretty damn good job.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up with some very ingenious solutions. And some rather... What Cylon is very cheap at solutions, actually. Some very good cutting corner solutions. But, cutting corners and not lowering quality, just saving costs.
Okay, we need to get him out of this place. He needs to become, I don't know. I need him.
I'm just imagining Sideline go, just picking him up and tucking him under his arm going, "Come with me."
Unit is required for further study. Sideline will gesture to you, to the kid.
He'll look confused. What do you mean further study?
Oh lord, not again.
The animal ears of the mask almost perking up.
Unit has provided great insight to recent problems with this unit. Things that previous...
Sorry, kid. Bug in the
leader-
protocol that I can't seem to get him to stop. He gets stuck on these things, and now he's stuck on you.
Maybe I could do a subsystem. I could do a subsystem reboot probably.
I wouldn't try it. last time someone tries something like that, Torn kind of like rubs his leg. He's like, "No, just trust me on this. I have experience with this one."
Inadequate experience.
Oh, when inadequate, my foot almost took off. Damn it!
I still like to try and fix them. Would you care to come down to my room?
You know what? Sure. Just go wait by the door for like 5-10 minutes while I wrap things up here. Because I got someone to talk to. I got stuff to do.
He's already gone back. He's already back talking sideline.
Affirmative.
So, that's a thing. Meanwhile, Jortes, there's not going to be a problem for you. You can poison the well.
Yay! Poison, go!
You are the poisoner after all. You're the person that's going to reliably do it. Don't like Torrance going to poison himself. Which leaves you with one final one, which would not be a big challenge given you've already found the location of it.
Mm-hmm.
So long as there's nothing unexpected.
There's not too much unexpected. There's a pie eating contest going on.
Pie.
What
This
kind of pie?
cultists have some of the oddest, like,
First time
It does seem very odd, yes, which is strange.
I'm gonna blame the drugs.
Maybe
What
the
kind
drugs
of
are
pie?
fine. Let me have a look. Sunberry pie,
is the pie drugged?
probably.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can blame the drugs here.
It's probably drugged pie.
It's probably one of the reasons why they're so easily indoctrinated.
It probably makes the process a little bit quicker, at least.
Yeah, int damage and everything. Because
It definitely wouldn't do the indoctrination by itself, but it would certainly make it a little bit easier for them to be persuaded.
yeah, because int damage that's a really, really good way of like getting people easily manipulated
Basically,
while still leaving their casting ability.
basically temporarily lower the defenses using the int damage, and then put them back up again when you think you've got them in place again.
I'm tempted to try and win the pie eating contest.
Don't.
I mean, if you don't want to have a poison, if you want to leave a poison to Jortis, and
George,
I thought you were going to go disease the well.
well, we can do both.
Yeah,
yeah, to the well. And it's not a problem for you two. I mean, Jortes can't fail to poison. So.
Plus, it's the one that's closest to the mess hall, so
It is. It's attached to the mess hall, actually, so you know.
it's probably the most used one in terms of drinking.
Sure enough.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, you can
That,
add.
with the proximity and how disease is liable to spread, yeah, this will go like wildfire.
And then Torin, you plan to enter the fighting contest. Borg, do you want to talk to people? Well, probably not.
I can't.
Do you want to look around, listen for rumors, follow sidelines? He's probably going to go off and see what the kid wanted, or I think kid. He's probably older than half the planet, but still, because he's an elf. But you know.
Oh right, the kid. I need to go with the kid because Sidelin's my construct. No pie eating contest for me. Sadness.
Frog, enter the pie eating contest.
Thork will just Thork is just going to stand.
Position with the ability damage.
I know, but still, Thork is just going to stand menacingly, as it were.
What, menacingly looking into the barracks, menacingly watching over the poisoners, menacingly watching the robot?
Just eerily watching the barracks.
Okay. The poisoning.
I am one of those silent monks.
Yeah. Poisoning goes fine. How does diseasing go, J-Mac?
I
I don't know what you've got for diseasing, so.
I was probably just planning on attempting to channel the powers of disease. Either or using my pestilent breath effect, where it's kind of just breathe and it's a disease.
Sure, you can use pestilent breath.
Okay, in which case I'll infect it with, let's see, what of these sounds good to people? I should post the list of
I basically imagine Sarah putting her face under water now and just breathing bubbles.
Or no, what I'll probably do is like drink it, get like a big cup, breathe into that, and just chuck it back in the water.
Into the bucket.
Mind Fire or Cackle Fever? Those are both
One
pretty
of them.
good.
Or wait, hold on. Well, one of them has a very high DC.
You probably want one that offers a quick onset time, unless the onset time doesn't matter for this.
Usually it is immediate, but since I'm kind of putting this into a different vector, I don't think it
Okay,
matters.
since it's normally immediate, it'll be quicker than anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, let's see, Cackle Fever. I think his Cackle Fever is the worst one. But do I want to take advantage of the fact that they already have int damage?
Possibly.
Cackle
Go on,
Fever
go on.
is 1d6 wisdom damage, a DC 16 fortitude save. So I think definitely go with that. Wait, hold on. I created
I mean, if you're using Contagion, you use your spell DC anyway.
No. It's Bloodline ability. I mean, I could use Contagion.
You could use both.
Good use.
Yeah, I could just fuck this up.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll go with, let's see this. Strength.
I'm gonna take a drink from the well. Make 3 fortitude saves. What?
Okay. I'll infect it with Bubonic Plague,
I
Cackle Fever.
thought we were
And
being
let's go
lethal.
Okay, no Bubonic Plague then. Mind Fire and I guess Leprosy.
Oh, God,
yeah,
yeah,
Mind Fire. Maybe not leprosy. Leprosy's pretty deadly.
No, it has a very long effect. No, it's only deadly if you fail the save the first time, I think it is. It's, hold on. How do you spell leprosy?
You literally have it right there.
Leprosy.
Maybe. Okay, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah. Yeah, the DC 12 if he fails, then it increases to DC 20. Okay, let's maybe not go with leprosy then. How about we go with Red Ache? That's strength damage.
It's not a bad option.
Not deadly. Not as long as it's not con damage. It's not deadly.
Or
Or
usually.
leprosy.
it's just paralytic or comatose.
Yeah, which is all we really want anyway.
So Cackle Fever is DC 16, Mind Fire is DC 12, unfortunately. Red Ache is DC 15. Of course, if it's taking my ability for the first check, it's DC 22 for, I guess, Cackle Fever and Mind Fire.
Okay, then.
And I'll spend a use of Contagion.
Meanwhile, back down in the rest of you, the robot and his master are going to go and follow the adolescent elf. That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Following the adolescent elf, unlike a lot of the kind of lowest kind of grade students, he seems to have a room of his own. Unusually, kind of at the back of one of the barracks. Though why becomes quite apparent quite quickly as you kind of go inside and, wow, he's completely retrofit this place. He's got that's a piece of old world technology over there. That's some gears. That's like some of the ingredients used to make a homunculus. It's kind of like his own mini workshop in here. And something that immediately strikes sideline as soon as he walks in. Wi-Fi connection detected.
Connecting.
Password required.
Too bad.
I'm going to use the
Mirror
password
anymore.
that Miro gave me.
Denied. But he kind of invites you inside, looking around place to place. His bed is covered in machinery, not he can't even sleep in it right now. He'd have to move everything off to sleep in it. Kind of looks around. He kind of checks on things, pulling out a bunch of different things in a magnifying glass and kind of going over. And asking you to open your chest panel again.
Will do.
As you proceed to begin to examine over sidelines some more. Toron, can you make a May Perception check?
Sure. $32.
As you watch him closely as he proceeds to examine away at sidelines inners, taking down some small notes and some small little things on the side. And, you get the slight feeling that he's really tempting himself here if he wants to try and basically attach something into sideline as he's kind of examining him here.
Kid, what are you doing?
Research.
This isn't a subject of your research. This is,
It could be.
my property.
If I can figure out what's wrong with him, I can improve him for you.
I would need to know exactly what you're doing.
I'm considering creating a hard line straight into his memory banks.
I wouldn't do that.
The process
Yeah,
would allow me to figure out what's going on.
Look, this guy's heard things that you're not supposed to hear yet until you move up the ladder. I can't have you messing around with his memory.
I frowned, looking at you. So you can't really see much of the frown, I suppose, actually, because he's got the full mask on, but, you think he's frowning. His body language is he's frowning.
Look, you seem to know what you're doing, but it's not my choice. Higher ups get real pissy about that, especially lately. That kid ran off.
Roll to persuade.
Also, Dark. From what he described,
34.
Torin,
Mhm.
what would this do?
Creating a hard line into you? That depends
'Cause
exactly.
I don't think I've ever been able to do that. Is a thing.
No, this is not something you've particularly known of, though you wouldn't generally need a hard line to your own memory, after all. You don't need to plug other people's memories into you.
But a lot of my things are encrypted, and I have access.
It's true. You don't know if the kid had the ability to decrypt your files or not. He might. He doesn't seem to have a lot of equipment around, especially some stuff that seems to be old world technology. You even see. Do you remember Simon's old holobook?
Mm-hmm.
He has something vaguely similar to it sitting on one of his desks.
Cool.
Though it seems like it's been modified by recent parts. Like he's personally tried modifying it.
Is it good modifications or bad modifications?
You would have to examine it closer to know. But it depends on what exactly he's attempting to do. I mean, in theory, he might be able to get files that you've got encrypted if he can decrypt them. But, you don't know what he was trying to do, exactly. The main point, he'd be trying to basically connect up you while you're still active onto something else. Like maybe his holobook or something like that.
Suggestion.
He looks to you.
Unit has a number of encrypted files that I could bring forward for you to try to decode. Previous owner has been proven ineffective at doing so.
Oh, screw you.
One moment. He quickly goes over, searches through his drawers. It takes him a bit because his stuff seems to be a little bit disorganized, unfortunately. Though he's only got small space. Eventually pulling something out that he seems to quickly attach in, and then proceeds to basically create a little screen for himself, basically. Attach on the other side. Basically letting you send the file over.
Yeah, I'm bringing the files over.
As he seems to stare at it. His overall body language and tone of his speech as it seems to speed up definitely seems to be rather excited. He seems to look over it. From what he kind of explains, looking over it, well, he can't just read it. He finds the encryption oddly simple to him. He's seen a lot of stuff like it in some of the stuff his parents have worked on in the past. He could probably decode it. Might take him a while, but he could probably decode it. At least he thinks he can decode it. Is it just elven arrogance talking, or does he actually know what he's doing?
Probably a little of both.
After all, he might look down at him as a kid, but he's probably still older than Torin is. So,
Yeah, I'm still more mature.
He's smarter than you. Or might be.
I don't know, less than 28.
Well, you remember his roll before. I did add a +5 modifier in there.
Eh. That
Could've
could have
been-
just been like a class specialization or something.
Could have just been five like could have been just 5 skill points. Who knows? It could be.
That's what I'm guessing.
But so Torn is kind of convinced that he really shouldn't be doing this. It's like, ugh. But yeah, he'll kind of give you his quick report that I mean it's certainly possible to decode it. You have to do you have to do a variety of different tasks, but it can be done. But he'll eventually just disconnect. Maybe a little bit disappointed, but disconnect Sideline. Though he seems to have been, maybe in his excitement, completely oblivious to what Sideline's username would have registered as in that very thing on the system. But completely oblivious to it. He's a little bit excited.
Well, I mean, Sideline isn't the only Sideline class drone.
It's
He's a
true.
prototype, though.
It's true, but you're exceptionally rare.
Yeah.
Someone would probably notice, but he was a bit too excited, so he never actually checked.
I'm just imagining his username is just 828655 Defense Protocol 38A.
But yeah, with that though, he will thank you though for at least letting him examine how you have so far, and he will, if nothing else, give you guys a parting gift, if nothing else.
Oh.
He's not particularly interested in it anymore, but maybe you could make some use of it. As he will proceed to hand to Torin a stone tablet. It's pretty hefty. It weighs probably about a pound. It's not too big, but it's about a pound of stone tablet. That Torin, looking at it with his spellcraft, will probably immediately realize, wait, this is a scroll tablet. It's actually a scroll, just in the form carved into rock.
Interesting.
Well, is it too good to roll spellcraft check to figure out what it's actually a spell of? But
Spellcraft, you say? 20.
One moment then. It seems to be a tablet of cool lightning.
Wait, that's supposed to be too high, or it wasn't calculating correctly. Yeah, okay. So, a tablet of Call Lightning.
He probably just doesn't want it, probably because he just can't cast a spell because it's a druid spell. So
It's nice spell.
yeah, it's useless to him in one sense. He's done the research on it, but he can't do much else. You've basically given a pound scroll of cool lightning.
Soren just kind of turns it over in his hands and puts it in his handy haversack and goes, "Alright."
And yes, you will be allowed to take your robot back now. Go.
Oh yeah. Soren turns to Sideline. Wasn't there something you wanted?
I'd like him to work on decoding my file. I don't say it like that, but
I mean, should automatons really have wants of their own?
I mean, I can make suggestions, tactical suggestions.
There's also the fact that Torin has kind of dissuaded him from wanting to do it too much because of the risk of getting in trouble. So,
I was meaning more out of character. I was meaning more along the lines of kidnapping him, but
I do want to do that.
He didn't know that. He just thought he might get in trouble with the boss, which he doesn't particularly want to get frozen in a block of ice or turned into an undead or whatever the other.
no, I mean Sideline kidnapping him, like right now.
Oh yes, I know that's what you meant, but he doesn't. He thought you meant just turning him into a block of stone or something, or whatever else the bosses would do.
No, that's not for him getting in trouble. That was what Torm meant when he said get in trouble. This is unrelated to everything else. Sidelight just wants to kidnap him because he's fascinated with them.
I mean, the elves are currently the only one really doing a whole lot on golem craft at the current time in this era. It turns out,
Mm-hmm.
and it turns out this kid actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to golem craft.
So Torm's going to ask how long the kid's been here in the compound.
He kind of pauses, thinking for a few moments. And he'll give you an elven date system, which you can very quickly convert. Torin's very familiar with elves, so it doesn't take him long to figure out the conversion of it. Which roughly comes out as he's probably been here maybe a year in the compound. But like every single time like the blooded exam basically come up, he's basically kind of like shrugged off and said, he doesn't really feel like that yet.
Tor just kind of looks at Sideline and just like nudges his head over to the kid. Like, good. Come on.
What?
Oh my god, you're dense as a brick. Actually, more so.
This
You're
demon
made
is
of brass.
incapable of detecting your subtle ideas, as you call them.
Hey kid, wanna come with us?
I've got no interest in what the superiors are currently doing.
Oh, good. You're coming with us.
I just said I don't have any interest in what the superiors are currently doing.
Yes, but you're interested in what the robot's doing.
He pauses, and what is the robot doing?
Sideline, now's your chance.
It's motive against Doran. I've been under very strict instructions to not be an idiot in this.
He's sure he is under those instructions right now.
Good Lord, Torin. Don't recruit people while we're infiltrating.
Admittedly, if they had them around, Sarah would be in permanent trouble because the constant bickering back and forth between the two of them after that whole thunderstorm.
I got nothing. Sideline.
Yeah. Son has no idea. It's like,
Sideline stares at you blankly. Apologies. Current master is what others would say incompetent.
I'd punch you in the mouth if it wouldn't break my fingers.
Anyway, I should probably go and do my work now. So
You have provided gift. Unit will provide gift in exchange. I will provide him a heavily encoded document that is from me directly, and I will assure him that it is not in relation to the higher-ups of old world technology. It'll take him a while to decrypt, because I'm just going to roll, it's going to be a physical drive, so I'm going to roll clockwork for it. And can it eventually say my name in it? I want your help?
you can program it into a text file and put that onto a separate OS separate
Of course, it's also going to hold in old world technology as well.
Sure. What DC do you set for the encryption?
35, 40. What would he roll for this? Engineering?
Probably, unless he has a specialist and programming skill, which he could, but you don't know if he does.
35.
Okay. You saw 40 with his nat 20 though. Which is not respectable. Which is very respectable, but
Yeah. Well, actually, I want him to take 20 on this. Make it 40.
what he just rolls nat 20. He just rolls a nat 20 on his first try.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, okay. You certainly do such. Which gives Team PC the opportunity if they want to evac from here.
Please.
Sure.
You seem like you've been undetected mostly. As you proceed to sneak out.
Insert Pink Panther theme.
One moment, please. I just couldn't hear a roll something.
I was really kind of hoping Sideline would just, kidnap the kid so we could, convince him to help us and give us information. That's a lot of 20s.
That's a lot of 20s.
There's also 3 ones in there to kind of balance it out, so...
How are you
Yeah, but
rolling?
the 20s are a lot more prominent than the ones because they're all in the line.
Everybody in Deep Blue Sea, please take this much damage.
I'm somehow still alive.
No, you're not. I mean, I think I might have just knocked the trash unconscious. Well, depending on the version of the trash we're using. Yeah, and 1 blue, but anyway. Okay. Okay, you guys escape.
Cool.
Yay.
Horrible.
As you get outside the facility. No alarms seemingly raised. Everything is quiet, peaceful, too quiet. You see Sylvina. You'll see Sylvina just happily. Well, you don't really see her more than eventually Zyzen comes to fetch you.
Lost sideline.
Also, Fidori is riding Zyzen.
No.
Zyzen doesn't seem to have even noticed.
Still cat combat.
But you can certainly go back to Sylvina. She'll inform you that she's had to execute a total of 0 people thus far.
Good job.
Sorry, I was only vaguely paying attention. Did we poison the final ballots?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Then did we just teleport out afterwards, or?
Well, we're just meeting up with Sylvina.
Right, so there was like the prisoner area we wanted to check on the way out and shit.
Ooh, that is a fair point. There is the prisoner area you could try to go to on the way out. Is that anything you could try?
What did we want the prisoner area for again?
To see what it's like, what prisoners are there, just basically get a scope of it, I think. So obviously we won't be able to get the prisoners out now, but it's a thing to take into consideration when we, like, I don't know, siege place or whatever we're planning.
Is that a thing the group wants to do?
It doesn't hurt to have a check.
Sure.
Well, your first challenge then is there are people guarding the hallway down to the prison.
I really feel like there was something else we were going to check on the way out as well, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, me neither.
It might have been a thing about, obviously, Nikita's brother, but I think we've handled
We
it.
found him.
Yeah, I thought we'd found, like, I don't know, an equipment room or something on the way in that we were going to check, but I don't know, can't remember, so it doesn't matter.
You haven't explored everything after all, but still.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds
so
very
how do you get past the... There are 2 guards blocking the hallway towards the prison.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm assuming we don't have authority to just walk straight in.
Probably not. We're not that high up, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I could try and lie and say I'm checking for Lord Argus.
That would be a hell of a bluff.
It would be a hell of a bluff. Welcome back, Silent.
Alright, I return. I'm sorry, I had to do something.
We're trying to get into the prison area, but there's guards. So we're thinking of ideas.
Prison area, why do we need a...
They want to go into the prison area inside of the
We were
temple.
considering scoping out the area for when we actually come back to, sort this place out.
Mhm.
I can't think of a good lie for this.
I mean, what is the entrance like? Is it... Well, what's
You
the
are
prison area like? Is it another building, or is it just a walled area?
I mean, the entire thing is inside one big temple. So,
Right, of course, yeah.
What you've presented before you is a long hallway. At the very
Yeah.
start of the hallway here
Yeah,
is 2
yeah,
guards
yeah.
blocking a 10-foot wide area.
Yep, sorry, I was imagining like there was the Force Dome thingy that we first entered, and then separate buildings. But no, like
See, all inside this labyrinthian pyramid.
So no going around the back, unfortunately. Over goes like 50% of my methods.
You have Earthglide.
I have Earthglide, but I mean, do you want me to just go have a peek see?
I mean, yeah, we might as well. We just want to like.
yeah, I mean, if we're just looking for like get the layout, see like okay, there's guard stationed here or there's prisoners here, then yeah, you can just do that with Earthglide.
Sure. Let me just go quickly check if I get Tremor Sense, because I hope the answer is yes. No. I get Dark Vision, which is unfortunately useless for me. Okay, Sarah will cast Element. We'll go. Okay, she'll go a decent distance away from where she thinks Unknown is, and then cast Elemental Body, and then swim. And totally
Swim.
all that jazz. Yeah.
Make a stealthy swim check.
Okay. I can cast Invisibility as well.
You want to?
Yeah, let's do that. Where's myself? Oh, there it is. Mm. Mm.
So, Sarah makes an invisibly stealth way in, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, under the ground.
As Sarah proceeds to go in, and she pokes her head up, she suddenly sees a skull sitting on a table to suddenly rotate to face her.
She freezes.
And immediately, one moment, Sarah encounters something.
Fuck.
You hear the sound of an incessantly loud handbell being rung.
Leaving time.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah, she's just got a GTFO.
So this is also accompanied by the sound of by a skull really quickly crackling its jaws.
Well, it's not speaking, so back into the ball I go.
Away goes the sideline. Oh, the Sarah, sorry. Away.
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, it's not like I turned into the perfect elemental caricature of myself. I just
Oh,
kept
you
looking
did.
like a block of stone.
You didn't turn into just a stone bust of yourself?
No, I'm under like 3 layers of disguise. I'm not that vain.
One of your
Okay, let
disguises
me
is
just
Sarah.
jeopardize. Let me just jeopardize this mission by making myself look like some kind of hot rock.
One of your disguises is being yourself.
Turns out Sarah is just another disguise.
Underneath that is just a halfling on stilts.
It turns out that we are all a disguise because the self is not real. Yeah, Sarah will attempt.
And Sarah took a level in philosophy oracle. Anyway.
Maybe. Yeah, Sarah's gonna attempt to like pop up discreetly as the
Also,
spell ends.
all of the others, by the way, after Sarah left, after maybe a few minutes, suddenly heard a very loud ding-a-ling-ling-ling echo throughout the base.
Okay, what the hell did you do?
It sounds like people are moving towards your location, though.
Yeah, let's start moving away from the
yeah.
location.
Yeah.
Time to leave.
So you evacuate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Sarah trails behind, like it wasn't me.
I swear.
And you end up outside again. You go around. You find Zeisen on the other side of the barrier, waiting for you. If you approach it. And-
We did do this all non-lethally, right?
I mean, we didn't
So
hurt
far.
anyone, so
Yeah,
So technically, yes.
Good.
And you've done non-lethal poison, so
Yeah.
Yeah, a few minutes later, Niket will come over, though he seems to have his cloak covering him by quite a lot as he proceeds to force the barrier open again for you to slip out.
All right.
Thank you.
A slight burn on his hand from opening the barrier like that, but it's only slight. He has plenty of hit points.
We'll heal him there.
Tor just pats him on the shoulder on the way past, gives him 5 more HP.
And there goes the burn. Because he took exactly 5 points of fire damage from opening the barrier like that. But it's technically it's electric damage, but close enough, it's still a burn. Yes, you guys exit outside. That phase is complete. All that's left is wait and then assault with extreme prejudice.
Yep. So, Niket, we ran into your brother.
If Niket could go any paler than he already was, well, he can, but not by much. He'll go as pale as he physically can at this point, as you say that.
perhaps it would have been a good idea to tell us that he was a very powerful person in the cult.
Also, Ice Mage Supreme.
Aye.
I mentioned the Ice Mage bit, some of you.
Aye, you did, but you didn't tell us how powerful.
Did you?
Yeah, and you didn't tell us you were nobility.
Aye, also that.
At this point, if he looked like if he could just as a swift action choose to keel over, he would.
Yeah, guys, give him a break.
Look, your past doesn't bother. You want to know something? Son of a dwarven king.
Yeah, no, he's nobility. I'm allegedly a descendant from nobility, although that's pretty far off.
My
I'm a
mum's
robot.
My mum's apparently part of the Elven Court.
I'm a robot. Yay!
Yes, you are.
I don't think I need to say anything.
You're just everything, Sarah.
She definitely has nobility in her past.
Yeah, probably incredibly distant, but yeah.
So Niket kind of looks back and forth, really not sure how to respond for a slight moment.
Look, we just had to keep a serious face for an hour. Give us a break. We needed a bit of relief.
Yes, I'm nobility. Yes, my brother. Yes, my brother is one of the main leaders of the cult. But he kind of frowns. I didn't know what to say to all of you. I didn't know how it would really affect you, me saying different things and revealing this information.
No, it's fine.
Aye, fair enough.
From my point of view, all it's done is change some maybe future plans and given us a bit of a surprise. It didn't really affect us that much this time. I would have liked to have known, but it's not been the end of the world that I didn't.
Niket's character card has been updated.
I don't know, the little detail about being turned into, blocks of ice would be nice. I don't think we survive that usually. Also, not a fan of the cold.
Of course, you're not a fan of cold. You're made of
Also,
fire.
Niket, it might be harder to save your brother than we originally anticipated. I'm sure a lot of us were kind of thinking someone maybe their mid-teens, late teens, not particularly powerful.
Aye, not one of the main leaders.
Yeah, no, he's a big fish.
Yeah, I hope.
Lost silver that.
I hoped you just wouldn't find out until it's too late.
Uh,
What do you mean? I'm still going to try to save him.
I wouldn't sideline.
You won't be able to save him. Not at this point.
Good attempts. Doesn't hurt.
Sideline. He's one of the people actively damning other people. There's a line.
And?
He's
Aye.
far beyond that line.
Aye. Sideline, as I've told you before, Anna, while she was a higher up with Karma, she wasn't doing that of her own will. He is. We can tell he is. He's
I'm pretty
actively
sure
frozen
we
people
saw
to
him.
death
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we watched him execute someone right in front of us.
for making an off-color joke about him.
Icy Tomb.
Yep.
Mhm.
Ever since grandfather taught him that spell,
Grandfather.
he nods.
Alright? Probably want to tell us about the grandfather as well.
How much do you know about the history in the Eyrie?
It exists.
Well,
Your entire life there. But unless you have... your family had some ties with dwarves. Or the Mage Vein clan.
He
Or the Mage Vein Monastery, I mean.
nods. He nods.
I know a few things.
Alright, give me a... Alright. I guess I'm going to make a knowledge history check then.
Really?
And I assume this is related to dwarves.
Yes. Tangentially, but it's still related enough to dwarves to matter for this.
28.
House Siren Song is a very old house in the Eyrie. It is an incredibly old house, actually, in the Eyrie. If, depending on whose version of the story you believe, it might be one of the oldest houses, technically, in the Eyrie. At least that you can still trace back properly. In fact, they were actually. In fact, if you're going back to the time of the first warden, they were vying for the control of Winter's Edge. That was a very long time ago, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Pretty sure that was before my clan moved up.
Yes, it was. Since then, though, House Siren Song has continued. House Siren Song, though, while they were defeated, were not taken out completely. The house as a whole ended up setting up in a large valley area, deep inside the eastern part of the Eyrie. A large, old dwarven fortress known as the Mournful Hall. The Mournful Hall later received renovations, protections, wardings, and even at some point some protection from Forok's clan. At different points as the house proceeded to continue. The area restored back to its former dwarven glory. And it was a powerful military location for many years. House Siren Song controlling one of the largest militaries in that section of the Eyrie, almost enough to rival his own liege. Almost. Then came not the most recent rebellion, but the one before that for the Eyrie. In a surprise attack, House Siren Song was swiftly removed from their throne, as when they were out at war with only a few members left guarding there, the mother of the house and her 2 children, they were all killed off by surprise assassins. The house taken over while the general was out. And soon, the house went into complete exile, and has been for generations now. To be precise, though, the general who was out there was Niket's great-grandfather, or his grandfather's father, as it is here, who is now the big problem Niket is referring to. General Siren Song, as he is now known, taking his father's old position as general, despite not having a house, leads a mercenary company of exceptionally powerful troops, known to have incredibly powerful ice magic at their disposal.
When we're done here, we should so get in touch with them.
Hey, your grandfather isn't a...
He
Well,
is.
well, I guess I would...
He isn't like a heretic, if that's what you're.
Good.
Asking.
Okay.
Though his grandfather probably does not know the exact situation of what Niket and his brother's been up to.
Ah. Why is that?
Likely because Niket has no way to contact him, and Argus has been rather manipulative with his contacting.
I see.
But General Siren Song is a powerful and, to get against some people in the area, very vengeful general. And powerful in his own right. What his ultimate goal, of course, to reclaim the Mournful Hall for himself. Though that is far from an easy task.
Okay.
After all, it belongs to a different house at this point.
But he doesn't seem like he's going to be really doing anything evil at large. So
Not that Niket knows of, though. Niket has not seen his grandfather pretty much since, basically to the point where he could barely remember it himself.
okay. So not much. That.
It's been half a decade or so since.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, General Siren Song did teach Argus a spell which he designed himself, known as the Icy Prism. It's rather effective, as you've seen.
So that guy was probably alive for at least the first few rounds of it.
Oh no, he was. Definitely was. Helpless and entangled.
It is very similar to the. The Icy Prism spell which you're familiar with does give you a good context for what it's like, but it's not exactly the same. It is a modified version, and it's a painful version.
Probably up to like a 6th level spell because it kills people quickly.
Yeah.
That
As it
kills
stands,
people quickly.
But as it stands, his father's aggression and his house's previous military efforts, Niket is not entirely proud of his heritage, as it turns out. Though he does have some sway when it comes to nobles of the Eyrie, many people still respect the name Siren Song. But there are others who, are fearful of the name, especially with the general's prowess and his vindictiveness. The house has never been one that's been the most liked in its efforts. It's always been a house of war. And houses of war are not always popular.
No. True enough.
Yeah. Niket didn't really want to say much because he didn't know how you'd react if any of you would just recognize the name right off the bat. And have some pre-misconception on him. At this point,
The rest of that's not nearly as bad as the whole heretic thing, so.
Yeah, but he didn't know what he had. He had limited information. He was kind of scared.
I was wise to do that, but perhaps after you noticed that we're really good people, pretty good people here, it might have been a good idea to tell us the rest.
I mean,
That's in the past.
Him being part of a noble house didn't seem the most relevant information in the end, anyway.
But the strength of your brother and how powerful he was is more what we.
Nah, he wasn't intentionally hiding. He just, I guess, he underplayed how powerful he was.
Never underestimate your enemies. It's just as unwise to overestimate them, but better to overprepare than underprepare.
As Niket said before, though, anything his brother seemed to set his mind to, he could perform. Give him a sword, he'll become a master at it. Give him magic, he'll master it.
I can tell that actually whenever I check over.
So any task, he will pull it off.
Tell him to become a mongrel mage.
So, he's kind of scared of his brother in some senses.
Lad,
bad concern.
I'm sure you know this is coming, but fairly certain we're gonna have to kill your brother.
And the cat just kind of looks at you to say that, frowning for a slight moment before just nodding. I've already accepted such.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a second.
I knew you would. I knew it would be coming. So.
Just making sure.
Well, certainly you definitely can tell, kind of looking at this, he certainly did pre-prepare this. He certainly knew his brother would be killed from this, or at least was hoping his brother would be killed from this, and already in a sense, prepared himself for it. Though, that's clear, even with all his everything he's done, he's not 100% against. He's not being 100% against. Okay. But then again, no one's going to be 100% okay from it.
Exactly. No, that actually makes Thork more content with actually doing it because.
Yeah, he's resolved to go through this, but he'll probably, he might crumble a bit afterwards.
And that's fine. Let him mourn his brother as his brother, not mourn the man he became, though.
This whole situation with him coming from the Eyrie and such also explains a lot about Niket's ability, how Niket managed to survive the damnable cold with having not even a cold weather outfit.
Yeah, really.
Hey, explain some things. Not only are you trained similar to me, but you also seem to be about as tough whenever it comes to the cold as I am.
Our house was born in the snow. We were born in the frozen wastes, and it is that land we defend.
Quite
Right.
handy up there.
As it stood, the ice was our prison.
So, how long are we waiting for everything to take in effect?
Couple of days, I think. That should.
The optimal thing will probably be about probably 3 days. It's probably the correct amount of time to get the maximum effect. Probably.
Yeah, that would allow Sarah's diseases to take hold, as well as the poison to spread to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as not give them enough time to heal up much of that ability damage that they take.
I think the disease I used were particularly long in that regard.
It's not to do with the onset time, it was more to also do with the fact that the diseases take time to actually deal damage still.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that because of your ability, the onset time immediately kicks in. You don't have to wait for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think all the diseases you had were like every day.
Yeah, their frequency is every day. The only one which has a long onset is Radic.
Which was ignored because of your ability, which is nice.
Also, by the way, an interesting note, by the way, from Niket and both your history checks. None of you have a freaking idea what General Sirensong's actual first name is.
He's just known as the General, I bet.
Yes,
to all of his men.
No one actually has Niket has no idea, and you have no idea what his actual first name is.
I bet his brother does.
Because Niket, he's just grandfather.
Actually, his brother might not even know. His brother might just refer to him as grandfather. Well,
yeah.
I guess if we ever meet him.
It sounds Niket is also last of his line. After Niket, wow. If all three of them were to die, the house would be completely gone forever. The house in exile would be a house dead.
Yeah, it might be best to return him, see if he would like to go back to his grandfather's mercenary company.
Yeah, at least he'd be relatively safe.
I don't know, a mercenary company?
I mean, he's pretty good at defending himself anyway.
It's true, self-defense is Niket's specialty.
Thor could survive alone back whenever he was 5th level, and Niket's 6th.
Yeah, Niket is good at one thing, which is normally keeping himself alive. Not necessarily dealing damage, but keeping himself alive. Which, admittedly, knowing about where Niket comes from makes a lot more sense as well. His family is one that's known to be able to endure anything, it has in the past. Oh, storm giants come raging down from the mountains? They'll fight them off. Their family might be the only members standing left, but they'll do it. Yeah. That's also another thing Forex had to deal with in this part, or you might remember in his history. Wait, yeah, the Yordling clan and theirs fought together against storm giants.
Ooh.
Whew. That's some tough shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess storm giants are... There's the lawful good storm giants and the chaotic giants. Or no, chaotic good and chaotic giants.
Like, as it stands, storm giants do not have to be good. They generally are, but they don't have to be good. There's also other giants you also fought against various things similar. Possibly even a few dragons that you had to fight off together. In fact, your house had a surprising amount of allyship. Then they got in exile, and that kind of broke down.
Yeah. I'm sure they still have allies, it's just not open allies.
I mean, it's hard to have allies for a house that basically doesn't exist anymore, in many ways. It's been a while.
Right.
That's the thing.
Oh.
Which leaves the group now with Well, preparing for the mission now. You have a few days before you go in for the proper siege. Your characters are free to use it how you want. And your character are also free to consider how you want to do things. You can go back into town, or you can wait in the forest. That's your choice.
Yeah, I think we should just wait in the forest.
I presume it's similar setup before, so you'll be outside and you're having to get outside as well. You want to bring them inside.
Yeah, I'm fine with staying in the forest.
Yeah.
And now you certainly know bringing Niket along would be could be but one interesting situation though if you faced Argus with Niket in your party. But
Yeah, I'm wondering how that would actually work.
Yeah, we might want to like
not-
leave Niket too.
it's an option you have. But Niket currently is set to stay outside. But
I kind of want to bring him.
It's a difficult one to say.
Jeremy, you just want to see what the party member dialogue is.
Yes. Look, we could totally, protect the cat.
And that's not the problem. The problem is, actually facing his brother.
I mean, it's a point that if we want to try, we could try and get in contact with Niket's grandfather.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have the time to get down here if we did get down
Well, no,
here.
but we can still use it as, like, a thing like your grandfather knows. Maybe he'll piss himself.
We could use it for, like, leverage of, like, information.
The other thing, of course, for the group here is you must consider what objectives do you want to do when you get in there now. This is the thing I want you to try setting up now, basically. What is your objectives when you get in there?
Well,
So
first and
clearly-
foremost, destroying any ritual stuff.
Yeah, so okay. So take down the ritual.
Yep.
Probably take out the higher-ups. Those two are about the same priority, I think. If the higher-ups are dead, taking out the ritual stuff is going to be easier.
But disrupting the ritual will probably be easier than taking out the higher-ups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so that's two objectives. Is there any more objectives?
You want to do both, so...
I want to meet that kid and see if he'll team up with us.
So you want to
Find the engineer.
Yep, I'm the engineer.
Do we have to?
Yes.
It's a deck.
You know what? Yeah. I know, Sarah, don't worry. We won't have him trip you again. If he does, Thorok will trip him.
I don't need you to defend me. I'll throw him into the sun.
Throw him into the sun. That's a bit disproportionate. The monkeys versus tripping someone with a cake that was fine. Those two are at least
Fine. My revenge will be swift and petty. There you go.
fine.
Remember, if you want a box thrown into the sun, you gotta do it yourself.
So you have 3 objectives. Abduct the masked adolescent elf engineer Kaijin, kill the inner circle, and just take down the ritual. Yep. Any more objectives?
Passive objective, loot them for all they're worth.
I'm really...
Prison break.
For what reason?
To free prisoners. You know?
Yeah.
That's generally what you do with a prison break.
Why?
Because chaos.
I mean,
Because leaving them
there's no
locked
reason.
up is bad, and chaos.
there's no reason not to let them go.
Dark.
Yes?
The, great. I can't seem to find the... What's it called? The
I need more
bio
information.
for, the dwarf woman.
Sorry, what was that? 'Cause I can't
The
hear
bio,
you.
the bio for the dwarf woman. I can't remember her name. The one that came from my clan.
One moment. No?
Because Thor kind of wants to deal with her. And if we don't kill her, at least
Well, it depends if
capture
she's
her
here.
and take her back to the clan for judgment there.
I think that's more of a if we run into her thing.
We're probably going to run into her. She's one of the first lines of defense.
If she's
Still
here.
want everyone to be prepared. She is. Thorak has no doubt that she's going to be here. His clan are Some of
Like,
some
can
of
you
us are
stop-
good at hunting people down. The others are good at defending.
I know,
He's
but
a
can you stop
defender.
giving dark reasons to like for really powerful people?
There you go.
Thanks.
There you go. I penned a message for you.
I'd rather not die.
He doesn't need reasons.
I penned a message for you in the main chat.
If you
Yeah,
don't give dark reasons,
Proud
he'll
of.
just make them.
yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're looking for?
Okay, well, I'd rather not have a great powerful person be a mage killer.
Yeah, deal with Relda Slag Mage Vein.
Well, she's still part of the inner circle, so
Oh, okay, good. Never mind then.
Okay.
it's mostly her, a necromancer, Niket's brother,
Okay, 3 people.
a
Not too
couple
bad.
others. There's 2 others
Perfect.
who you don't have any details on, but yeah.
Because they're at least as powerful as us. Probably more.
Certainly, if you're fighting Argus, you probably want some resist cold.
Oh yeah, definitely. Air protection for energy cold.
I mean, yeah.
Though knowing him, I have a feeling he might be
Probably
yeah,
able
yeah,
to,
yeah.
elements.
be able to bypass some resistance.
Possibly.
I don't think there's really...
There are ways to bypass resistances. They exist.
Unless someone else has any objectives, I can't think of anything else.
Because this is relevant because then it gives me a better idea exactly basically what order to structure the encounters next time, and I know what you're going for. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it. So first thing that's really going to happen is probably prison break.
Wait, can we also visit the construct area?
I mean, we'll probably do that whenever we abduct Kaigen. So
well, admittedly, he's not allowed. He's not been allowed into the deep construct area that much.
Yeah,
so.
we need to go into there.
But that might be a better thing to do afterwards.
So visit the alchemist laboratory.
'Cause keep in mind,
admittedly,
this will all be very combat heavy, probably.
yes, admittedly, getting sidelined there might be able to allow him to reprogram these constructs to not
Exactly.
attack us.
Okay, so you've got take down the ritual, kill the inner circle, abduct the masked adolescent elf Kaigen, loot the place, prison break, kill the extermitoad, and visit the alchemist laboratory.
If you've made that into a boss, I swear to God.
I mean, it was only small size, so
Yeah, but what if it's got like hopped up on drugs? The drug toad's big too.
it's still a
Hopped up
small
on
size
drugs.
toad.
It is now an
I
objective.
see what you did there, J-Mac.
It's now an objective. You must kill the extermitoad. Why is it called extermitoad? Because its job is literally to exterminate pests.
Ah.
You are
Makes sense,
actually you were
I
doing
was
literally
not
what
a pest.
you were doing literally what pests do to food stores.
I was not a pest.
They make them unsuitable for eating and drinking.
So the extermitoad
Okay.
did what was trying to basically treating you like any other insect.
Okay, that's not the goal of an insect. The goal of an insect is just to eat the shit out of whatever it can find. It's just kind of a byproduct of it.
Yeah, this is it's a useful set of objectives. It gives you a good idea what we're going to be doing. 'Cause it gives me a good idea to kind of lay out the encounters for next time.
Yeah.
So I can kind of get the logical order. Like, okay, the first thing you end up doing then is probably prison break. It's the first thing on the list.
It's the
First thing you
most
got.
available, yeah. Question is how?
Probably
Oh,
the
yeah.
lab.
I mean, you're going to be attacking, so you can just siege in.
Yeah.
So,
I was thinking, like, do we want to just blow a hole in the wall?
possibly.
Yeah,
That
Because we
you-
didn't...
that you
Thor
decide
can
on-
do that.
Next time you can decide on how you'll enter, but that's a fair point. But prison
Yeah,
break.
also-
This one.
Actually, yeah, we have a decent idea of where stuff is now. So
You don't have a perfect idea. You don't have a perfect idea with your own personal map. So if you end up bringing the cat, then that's completely ignored. But still,
I mean, he could at least point us in the direction of the prison. Of the prison
he can,
part
tell
of
you around
the.
the he can tell you around the outside the prisoners, but
Yeah, exactly.
he
And Thor
really
can
nav-
punch holes through the
he
wall.
can't really navigate you on the inside.
Yeah. I mean, we know where the prison is. We just didn't get to go in.
That should be fine.
Because the casters and their fucking screaming skulls. Where's my screaming skull?
Hey, you've had 11 levels to sort out getting a screaming skull. If you really wanted one, you'd have like 30.
Maybe.
And you probably would never
Okay.
use them.
But it looks like this is what the next time's layout's going to be.
Yes. It's
Prison
probably the
break,
easiest way.
then the alchemist lab and exterminate, then abducting the engineer, then take down the ritual, then kill the inner circle.
That's fair, because all of those kind of help us arm ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Prison break and visiting the alchemist lab.
The reason for ordering is also because that would be the most logical order, basically, by following the map for basically going around the building finding cats kind of suggestions. So,
Now, shall I go Jortes or Gareth?
well,
Jortes is more
You're
combat-based.
effective.
yeah, you have you can feel free to, of course, if you've got any more suggestions, we can add them, of course, to the list. But that is your seems like your current idea is here for this. As apparently Sideline is going to kidnap a new friend.
Yeah.
Or abduct a new friend.
Getting friggin' cohort or something, effectively.
Possibly. I don't know. Though you have to kind of undo the indoctrination first, but then again, he isn't very far into it, so that's not the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, sure.
He kind of had, as Torin put, the cat syndrome of, do I want to be in or do I want to wait out? Because he was more interested in his research than he was, the whole god-killing part.
Yeah.
He has a serious dislike for a lot of religions. But, I'm sure you can console that. Or try.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you have to be a full-on heretic. If anything, that's like... Actually, if anything, doing that means that he's aligning himself strongly with a religion.
Though Torin may have also taken an interesting note when talking with him. He didn't have any symptoms of any intelligence damage, despite that being for a year.
He's probably smart enough not to eat food, or at least purify it himself first.
Something like that.
Because purify food and drink's a pretty nice spell.
Too smart for his own good.
Problem with using intelligence damage on people with high intelligence wisdom.
Or stupidly high intelligence sometimes.
The evidence that the drugs are working also shows that our poisons and disease and stuff are probably also going to work really well too.
Oh yeah, that's really true, actually. Actually, yeah, no, that's great. Now think about it. When you're drugging your own people, how are you going to notice that they're being poisoned very quickly?
When they start vomiting.
That could be a side effect of the drugs, though.
If it doesn't happen that often,
Or they just think it's just the disease that's going around right now.
Yeah, because
We also put in disease, which is itself going to obfuscate things.
oh yeah, we'll be inflicted by poison, and they'll be like, oh, disease is also present, and then that just fucks up our saves even more.
I mean, poisons are very quick acting, and so the disease is very good for masking that going on.
Also, JMech has constructed a matrix for Torin's luck.
You're basically strictly average.
Yeah, that's a completely insignificant result, scientifically.
Well, that was only one session.
Yeah, I'm welcome. I'll keep track of more.
Well, I think we've got another session on Thursday, so...
Yeah, and the rolls were quite good this session, I think.
I had a lot of 2s, though.
You had 3.
You also
then
had 2 19s and 18 and a 17. And 2 17, sorry. So, You had no 1s.
J-Mac, are you only counting the rolls I kept?
No.
I am pretty damn sure I rolled more than 3 2s.
No.
See? You're creating illusions for yourself.
I'll even scroll up and check.
Well, yes.
There's 1, 2,
I will not be running. I will not proceed with this time, mostly because I need to have a good idea of what we're kind of doing, and we won't really have time for combat this time anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. We have half an hour until we normally
But this gives a good idea. And next time we can jump straight into the action with basically how do you get in, and then consequences of okay, you want to do prison break, you want to do this, you want to do this. Oh crap!
A little prep item thing.
Well, you guys have 3 days, as it turns out, to do something with, either in town or in the forest, either with Niket or the Pie members or yourself. Find a way.
I'd like to make 2 items. Oh shit.
What's the point of
Um,
playing the game then?
I would like to make a construct
That's
EMP.
not a great reason to play it.
There are dangers of this, you know.
Yes, and my second item I'd make it to be a personal immunity to construct EMP.
Basically mass disable construct and spell immunity disable construct.
Yeah.
I was thinking more along the lines of like, yeah, I'm going to make an electromagnetic pulse, but I'm also going to be making myself, a lead suit.
Yeah.
Make yourself a Faraday's cage.
Yes.
Well, I will get back to you exactly how well that turns out for you then. But you'll create something. How good of quality? Well, you'll find out, but...
I would like to speak to Niket a bit, but I'll catch you about that probably tomorrow.
You certainly have the option. Niket might need a chance to quickly calm down from you kind of unloading that you know everything now.
Yeah.
We know.
Because he was trying to hide all that stuff.
Well, he, hired high-level adventurers. He should have seen this coming.
Yeah, but he didn't expect it this quickly. He expected, like, when you go in for the main attack, you'd suddenly realize, and then... possibly pull up this disappearing act.
Good lord, Nick. Look. Don't
Well,
have to just disappear on us.
He hadn't decided yet, really, but, you know. Admittedly, his doubts may have been made slightly worse with sidelines, with sidelines like Silen's whole morality talk. Because Silent did have a rather big morality breakdown.
I did.
Well, it's fine.
It doesn't necessarily help a guilty conscience. Because he was a guilty conscience. He knows what he's done.
Yeah, as long as he's willing to live with the consequences.
He doesn't want to, but he has to.
Welcome to my
That's-
world.
Yeah,
I recommend
that's
you
fine.
get out before it's too late.
He will now proceed to throw someone's attack over his shoulder. That was a poor roll. Sad. But I just have to also note just his save blocker.
Oh god.
It's like Thorax, honestly. Actually, a lot like Thorax. He has a minor resistance to fear once per day. Huh. Interesting.
The other ones play a +2 bonus on saving throws versus fear. Only on the first one that strikes per day. That doesn't come from a trait or anything. That one comes from basically psyching himself up on all his like storybook or like war stories and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which the item bonus provides a +2 to his first fear effect a day, but after it's been expended, you can't use it again for 24 hours. So
Yeah.
he doesn't even have magical equipment. Remember, he's just using like mundane equipment. You don't have any fancy like amulet of mighty fist. The frog gets to punch things with magical fists. Okay, he'd been enchanted himself, but shush. Anyway. I also didn't want to go too far today, anyway, because I also need to consider the fact that I will need to consider my own sleep pattern. I have first aid tomorrow to do training for.
Yeah, that's fine. You take care of that.
So I don't want to kind of overdo it myself too much. Though I probably will stay up for a while longer, but let's not get myself mentally focused on more D&D like that way. Though my sleep's been really off because technically on Monday I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. which is throwing me out completely out of whack.
Whoops. Admittedly, your sleep pattern's been a lot better than last year.
It has been in general, but not perfect.
At least my sleeping's a lot better now that the summer's over.
So we're moving you to Australia.
Yeah, we basically went like full on winter here already. It's
Dark, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why? Because the scorpions would kill you?
No. Because I'd capture the spiders and send them after you.
And I'll then proceed to show them to Broken, who will get scared.
No, Broken's not afraid of spiders as far as I'm aware. She's allergic to rabbits, I know that much.
Oh. Oh, you didn't know.
I mean, I know she doesn't like them being close, but it's not like a phobia.
Yes, next time, expect combat, and a lot of it. Next time's going to be almost solely combat, so be ready.
Mhm.
There's not going to be a whole lot of decision making next time, as it turns out.
Mhm.
Now I need to make decisions. What bloodline do I want to go? I'm talking with Bigby about.
Wonders of swarms of things.
I'm just saying, it's a very useful power.
I mean, it is. You're not wrong.
I was thinking of going Boreal so I could just give Snow the place, but we have Mr. Snowchild.
Yeah, with the ice guy, not the best. Electricity is probably going to be alright for them, actually.
I mean, I could go Stormborn, but I kind of don't want to go for power if it's like, oh, you move very far within such a confined space.
Yeah, that's also true. Something that's good in confined space. Useful.
Swarms are good in confined spaces.
As we have discussed.
Yeah,
We
I
have
was
been
saying,
discussing.
15th level power of a Serpentine bloodline, Den of Vipers, which is basically Creeping Doom, but it deals con damage. And people inside the scores are entangled.
So, pretty good.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. What other bloodlines are good for fights? Or at least have a high level power, that's good